say. People come from far, far, far away to find it, chasing down these meteors and comets called dreams in the sky of life.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy K-Dot, first black super saiyan to wear vibe on this planet, and I'm back here with another stream. So I'm only doing this stream because Nerdman wanted to, and Nerdman was supposed to be here, and guess what, guys? Nerdman is late. Typical. What's up, Anzo?
Give me 2 seconds. My headsets are dead.
Okay. Chillmonger might be joining us soon, everybody. For now, just going to be me and Anzo. Really waiting until Nerdman gets here because he's the one who had a lot to say about some fans, just people in general, their reaction to this movie, and to talk about the movie too. But me and Anzo started off. We'll talk about it. Nerdman will figure it out and get here.
I don't know how the man says, yeah, he's gonna do a stream and let's do the stream, and then we do the fucking stream and there's no Nerdman. Fucking Nerdman. Classic Nerdman, bro. Classic Nerdman.
What's good, Anzo?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Just got off work, tired, but
I went to work on Monday. Haven't worked the rest of the week because I tested positive, so I've been home.
Oh, COVID?
For the vid, yeah. Yeah, for the vid. It wasn't that bad though. It wasn't like I was all really, really sick. Just basically had a fever and a little bit of a headache, but right now I feel good. I just tested, but I still test positive.
A lot of people have been having different reactions to it. Like, for example, my girl's mom, she hasn't got her vaccine and stuff. She caught it, but she beat it. She made it. She beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not vaccinated either. Reaction to everybody doesn't get everybody doesn't get the symptoms like other people do, even if they're vaccinated or not.
Right.
Everybody's bodies just work different with this vaccine. It's not the same like people would think it is.
Yeah, I didn't get vaccinated either, so when I got it I was worried, as I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna get really sick and stuff like that, but I didn't get too bad, so I'm like, okay. Still don't want to catch it though, guys. It's not fun because I did lose a bit of taste, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to eat some food and everything just tastes bland, and it's like, oh man. But yeah, I'm good though.
I've been checking on my friend again. He got it, but he had it, and after he recovered from it, he lost his taste. I don't know if he still has that, but his taste was gone for a while, even after.
Hey man, if my taste don't come back, I'm gonna be pissed, bro. Cause nothing tastes good when you don't have no flavor in your food. Nothing tastes good, man. You know what I mean?
And you ain't gonna know if it's gonna taste bad or not. So at that point, it's like,
right.
In general, you just kind of screwed. You gotta you kind of screwed at that point.
Yeah. I haven't had too much of an appetite though, so I'm okay with that too as well. But what's up, Arkham?
He said, "Why are people hating on the movie? They say that they disrespect Hal Jordan."
That's exactly when I see Nerdman's post, and he was like, "Oh, I'm tired of these DC fans." I said, "I know why. I know why they hating on this movie."
I'll be honest. I'm not even mad at what they did with Hal Jordan. I'm not even because I like both Hal Jordan and John Stewart. I can care less who's the main Green Lantern. It's either going to be one of these two, whatever adaptation, to be animation, movies, whatever. It's either one of those two. You give me either one, I'm okay with it. I can care less. Those are the only two human Green Lanterns I care about that needs to be on the Justice League.
Absolutely.
Those are the only two I care about. So when they did this little story where Hal Jordan got corrupt, so the way they did it was that he got corrupted and infected, but a piece of Hal's own conscious was acting on this corruption. It's like it was both this parasite, Parallax, and Hal Jordan both together, basically enhancing their most negative thoughts, all the negative things, and they just spiraled out into this evil.
Yeah.
So I had no issue with it. I was okay with it. I ain't tripping.
And I'm gonna just say it. Whenever the black man has a shine over a white man, you're gonna get this kind of drama. I ain't even heard anything, but I could just, when I was watching it, I was like, "Ooh, people are not gonna like this part." I was like, "They are not gonna like this." I could see the writing on the wall. I thought it was good. I liked it. I like
the story. They did speed past a lot of stuff. Mind you, this was a very short film. It was like 1 hour 27 minutes. Very short animated film. But I mean, just to get the gist of it, basically two factions that kind of had beef with each other: the Thanagarans and the Randians, right? If I remember the Randians.
Yeah.
Had some issues, had some beef. So they was going to come to an agreement to, it came to an agreement over time. So like, hey, let's hook up our economy. So they created this transport system, basically a boom tube. It's not a boom tube, but they call it a Zeta tube. Basically transports things from here to here in the matter of seconds. Hal Jordan was helping oversee this little test run, this operation. Everything spiraled and went out of control. And Hal Jordan got screwed over in the process. He got knocked down to a planet. We kind of find out Sinestro was the one who caused the malfunction. He caused a malfunction, and even Sinestro himself got duped by Hal Jordan and the own parasite that took over Sinestro's body.
Right, and that was just about to say that I was just about to say this. As much like of the Justice League and what animation I said, we've always seen Hal Jordan, right? So if they were gonna bring in John Stewart, there had to be a way to do it. This was a way to do it, and I was like, okay, it makes sense. You know what I mean? It makes sense why he's the Green Lantern now and it's not Hal. And I said, we've had Hal for how many movies now? So let's see John Stewart. I'm cool with it.
What's up, Nate? And yeah, and that's why I remember when that live action picture of Wayne T. Carr John Stewart came out, everybody was so excited about John Stewart. I didn't see nobody talking about where's Hal Jordan? Where's Hal Jordan? Right. John Stewart, and had no issue with it. I'm totally fine with the John Stewart, no issue. But when that picture came out, Wayne T. Carr in the live action for Zack Snyder Justice League, he got cut because Warner Bros. Told him he couldn't put it in there. It was John Stewart, and everybody was raving, John.
Yeah.
It was Green Lantern fans and regular fans, casuals. A lot of people was totally for it. I understand. Hal Jordan, he's the OG. I mean, he's the second OG. The first is Alan Scott, if I'm getting it wrong. The very first Green Lantern, the OG, used to be on the JSA, the very first one. But with John and Hal, they're both interchangeable with the Justice League. You can do either one because they're both solidified as, I'll be honest, they both definitive Green Lanterns to me. Like, if you had your definitive Green Lanterns, it's them. It's John and Hal. They're the definitive ones.
Absolutely. And I think if all the stuff is going, like, people are going crazy about this, it's because Hal Jordan ends up dying in this one, right? And it's by John Stewart. I'm pretty sure people don't like that. But I also heard you saying something that they said the animation wasn't good.
Yeah, I seen some people saying the animation was good. I thought the animation was solid. I thought the action was intense. It was just as good as the Justice Society World War II action sequences. Loved the action. Animation was crisp. It was clean. Had a classic feeling to it. Very modern day, but a very classic type of feeling to the art style. But I liked the animation. It was fluid. No issues with it. Wasn't stiff. It was better than that Injustice movie animation.
I agree. Animation was on point. I didn't have an issue with it. I seen it and I said, all right, let me go watch this. I watched it yesterday and I was like, oh, this is good. DC animation, they they usually knock it out the ballpark with their animations, and I think they did another one with this one. It's not the greatest, but it's
Yeah,
good.
I don't think it was better than Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and Justice Society, since they're the new start of this DC animated universe.
Mm-hmm.
I like Superman, Man of Tomorrow a little bit more than this, but I'll be honest, I like this more than the Batman Long Halloween movie.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah,
I like this better than both the Batman Long Halloweens Part 1 and 2.
yeah, me too. Me too. I wasn't a huge fan of the Long Halloween ones. I thought it was a little boring, especially part two. I thought part two was a little boring for me, but I thought this was pretty good. I was like, yeah, I'm digging it. The fights that they were doing in it was good. When Hal Jordan, I'm sorry, when John Stewart caught those guys in the alleyway and beat them up. I'm like,
He tried to burn that homeless person just for self.
you know what I mean?
He's motherfuckers. Tried to burn that homeless dude. He doesn't care. He drunk. He chilling. Like, damn, just leave the man alone. You ain't gotta burn him alive. What the fuck?
And I was like, yeah. I thought the fight was good. I'm like, okay, yeah, the animation it's on point. It's pretty sick. So
I kind of wish they didn't really like speed past John's past his PTSD he gained during the war, because that did play a part in the movie. That moment when he was fighting Hawk Girl, and the Green Lantern ring was telling him that we don't use lethal means, and he his PTSD kicked in, and he kept on putting pressure on her, more pressure and pressure, trying to kill her, but then he pulled himself out of it.
Yeah,
and I kind of wish in the intro they kind of stayed upon it a little more. They did speed past some of his how he gained his PTSD and all that. And I kind of wish they show flashbacks and glimpses of and comparisons in between, like the knife going through his hand and the knife hitting Hal's arm and stuff. And while he's fighting Sinestro, when he had to kill Sinestro, it's a flashback. PTSD kicked in again too.
Right. And I thought they would make because when he was fighting Hal at the end, I thought they were going to try and make a comparison from his war days to that. You know what I mean? That would have been pretty cool if they did that. But I thought it was good,
I think what they should have, I could be wrong, I think they really explained it. What I think they should have done, because it seems like he knew of Hal Jordan, because Hal Jordan is a pilot, used to be a pilot for the Air Force, I think. And he technically still is in his pastime. I kind of wish they established John and Hal had a relationship, because the ring, they passed the ring on to John, they knew who they was on to give it to ahead of time, because usually the Green Lantern rings, they pick somebody,
right?
No one goes to usually pick them unless they know the person ahead of time. So it would have been kind of cool if or it would have been good if Hal mentioned if anything were to ever happen to me, there's someone I know, John Stewart, that I will always want this ring to go to if anything does happen. I feel like they should have kind of established that they knew each other, or there was a friendship, or maybe they was both in the war together.
I agree, because even when he gets the ring from the Watcher dude, the guy's like, "Oh, I've been looking for you." You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I was and I was wondering so did Hal know him like that?
Right.
They really didn't fill that in properly, or they hardly didn't fill it in at all. I think they should just fill it in with that John and Hal was friends in the war, or John did something to protect Hal, or Hal saw John do something in the war that is deserving of a Green Lantern.
Yeah, I agree.
Arkham brought up, and I want to talk about Green Arrow. I like Green Arrow in this movie. People rag on the dude with the bows and stuff. They rag on Hawkeye, Green Arrow. Green Arrow did his shit in this movie, man. He did his shit.
Yeah.
I say my favorite moment was him talking to Hal and seeing Hal slowly do things that goes against his code over time, and then he finally sees his friend succumb to the evil, accept it, and then he's just in that moment with the emotions, how he breaks down and stuff. I like that. I was like, and this is the thing. They're kind of speeding through the do this new DCAU with how they're building up the Justice League and stuff. Kind of wish they filled in more gaps in between. But from this movie, you do get that sense that Green Arrow and Hal, they was friends. Like they was friends. They was cool with each other. I don't know how big the gap is between this movie and I just don't know the gap because it seems like I don't know how long Hal been a Green Lantern. I don't know how long this been a Justice League. They don't have that many members, but it felt that sense of time. It's not really. I don't really get the sense of like the time, the gap in between.
Right. So here's my question, right? Because when we watched Apocalypse War, Flash goes back in time to change everything. So is this what we're getting now? Like, is this the new? So this is the new universe. But what I thought, so when Justice Society World War II came out, I thought when we saw that Flash, that was the Flash from Apocalypse War coming here. But I think when he did do that, it just reset into something everything, right? Yeah.
And it's not like he really. I don't think Flash remembers any of it. He just reset. So this is my theory. I think the Flash in this current one is the Flash from Apocalypse War, but reset and rebooted, and this is all the new universe.
That's what I think too. Yeah, me too.
Because the purpose of Justice Society World War II was for Flash to get the inspiration, because Dr. Fate was really the one that pushed him in time, get the inspiration to figure out a team. Like, we need to make a team because there's going to be future evils coming, and the JSA was that inspiration for this, for the Justice League, basically.
Gotcha.
And Flash and Superman kind of jump-started it.
Well, for the Watchtower to be in existence, the Justice League had to have formed, I don't know, to make that decision. Wouldn't that be the case? I think Hal Jordan's been there long enough where statues are erected. Erected? Is that the right word?
Yeah. Well, and that's how it's like, I don't know how many years, like,
it's long though.
Some of the, you know what I'm saying? Some of it had to have been like long, like maybe 5, 6, 10 something years. But the most recent movie in this universe, which was Justice Society World War II, I think Long Halloween. It was one of those two. Long Halloween Part 2, one of those. They was still building up the team because Green Arrow came to Batman's like, yo, you want to come join the team?
When he came to Batman, how many Robins were there? Because that'll give it away. If it's still at the before Nightwing, then it was no Robins yet. Oh, so shit. He was like, it was just like early Batman, like new starting out. Huh. Yeah, that's weird.
That's why that's one of my issues with this movie. The gap is like super duper far. I don't know how deep, how big it is, but the gap is pretty huge between the last movie, because in the last movie they're still setting up the team, and in this movie the team seems established enough.
Right.
Like well enough. Like Hal Jordan is a legend. He got these statues and stuff. He's the best Green Lantern in the universe. That shit takes years. That don't take like 1 year.
Yeah, good point.
Well, they could do the next 3-4 movies without even featuring a Green Lantern, and so we can always just fill those in the timeline. Like those movies will have happened before. Beware. What's this movie called? Beware My Power.
Beware My Power. Yeah.
So I don't know. It doesn't complicate things too much as long as they can remember their timeline, which DC should be good at that.
Did you like it, Joe?
Hey, better than the MC.
Why did that have to be said? Come on now.
Of course.
I did everything for you.
You know what I mean?
Oh, we'll save some room for some Ms. Marvel talk too near the end of the stream.
Yeah, they went and jacked her powers. This is crazy. Just 1 week later.
Oh my gosh. Anzo, did you watch real quick? Did you watch Ms. Marvel now? I want to jump.
I completely forgot about it. No, I did not watch it. But you guys could talk about it though.
You're gonna be shocked what they did with.
Oh really? They did some fucked up shit?
I would agree.
They just did some unnecessary stuff. It was like, I'll be honest with you, it was some Zack Snyder type of shit. That's some shit Zack Snyder would do.
Really?
There's one thing I had an issue with when it came to like the fighting. It's what happens in all movies, so they're not guilty of it exclusively. It's when the bad guys are coming and they're shooting at you, and you're dodging and ducking, and then all of a sudden all the bad guys are there, and it's like they wait for you to surrender. I'm like, you guys were just shooting a few minutes ago, and now's the time you got shoots, but they surrendered. It was weird.
Yeah,
I had other issues with it too, but we'll get to that when I do the long review. But for this, the Green Lantern movie, the way that the man Jon Stewart memorized "In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my might. Let those who worship evil's might."
I wish the voice actor didn't like in the live action Green Lantern movie when Ryan, like, I'm not saying that movie's all that great and stuff, because it's really not. But when Ryan Reynolds delivered them lines in brightest day, blackest night, da 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 da, I was like, damn, I was feeling this shit. With the John dude, this voice actor, he didn't make it epic enough. He
first time or the last time?
I say both times. I mean, first time understood, because it sounds corny as hell when you say it, like in brightest day.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds corny, especially when you're saying it around people. It's gonna be kind of embarrassing. But when he said in the second half, it didn't come off corny. It wasn't cheesy. It's just that I wish he put more bass into it, but put some more bass into it. He didn't make it feel epic enough.
I like though that they planned it out. Like everyone who does a movie, you guys know what there's gonna be that final last line that you say to the bad guy, and then you hit him with it, or like I am Iron Man, and that holds a lot of weight because of how the first movie went and all that stuff. So for them to know that that's how they're gonna end the movie with, or the final fight. Yeah, good planning. Like I would love for more series and more kind of TV shows to think about how the final words, and then do something throughout the movie so that when we get there, it has like a double entendre meaning.
Yeah.
But like I said, he didn't deliver the line corny. I thought he still delivered it well. It was the voice actor just got into it more. I think the voice actor, it felt like he was like, all right, let me just say this line and be done with it and get to the next line. This shit kind of corny. But the voice actor, he did a good job nonetheless. He wasn't bad. He did a good job.
Yeah, I thought it was good. The voice acting was good.
The first voice actor from when we were kids, it was the same voice actor who did Static.
Oh, he's way better. I'm not trying to downplay this dude, but the voice actor who played John in the Justice League animated show, that dude, forgot his name, Philip. He did Samurai Jack, a bunch of epic voices. He's a icon in voice acting. Solid.
Yeah. Moore, is it? No.
It's
Shamik Moore? No, that's a Spider-Man. But he was in the Spider-Man 2 film, and he was
Phil Lamar.
Thank you. But yeah, that dude is pretty cool. The amount of death in this movie, though, the cast of the Green Lantern, I don't think Kilowog died, but the weird guy with the fin on his head.
Yeah, they killed some great damn. That's my other thing. I don't know how detrimental that's gonna be for the universe, but like, damn, you did kind of kill the main source of Green Lantern power.
It is, but then how often do they do Green Lantern movies? They probably know they can do this, because the next time we get a Green Lantern film, the next time we see Green Lantern will be in a Justice League ensemble type thing, where the whole they know exactly how. So they can kill. They know exactly that Sinestro's not going to be back. This is their only Sinestro story. Probably Hal Jordan also.
And that's why with each of the DC like animated, so they really like the really connected ones. The new 52 one, the recent one before Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, now this one. Like they're kind of picky with which characters get movies. For example, just in this new universe, Flash gets a solo animated movie with the JSA, but he's leading it. Last universe, Aquaman gets a movie, but Flash didn't get a movie. Green Lantern didn't get a movie. Martian Manhunter didn't get a movie. But Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman, they got movies with Aquaman. So
I understand that.
Those four got solo movies in the last universe. Now this universe, I think gonna play out the same. They gave a Green Lantern a movie. They gave Flash a movie. Superman a movie.
Good.
Wonder Woman didn't get a movie. She shared a movie with Aquaman. But that's fine, because you got a movie last universe. I'm not tripping.
Wait, did I miss a Flash movie? There was a Flash movie?
Justice Society World War II. Technically, it's a JSA movie, but Flash is leading it, so I consider it a Flash movie.
Well, I must have missed that one.
How many films are usually in these universes before they reset?
Ooh, that's a good question because I know there's a lot. Like, there's like at least 22 in the first set, right?
Okay, then.
Yeah, like the very first ones we got, like, and those are like the Bruce Timm ones, the Bruce Timm verse, I would call it. Those are kind of separated and they're connected. Yeah, Justly, Apocalypse, Apocalypse and stuff, Crisis on Two Earths, and those are like they're not really connected, but that was the first batch before Justly War, and then it went from Justly War to Justly Dark Apocalypse War, and it really wasn't that many movies in between. Yeah, it was a two Teen Titans movies in between, one Aquaman movie, two Batman movies,
only
2 Superman movies, and a Justice League Dark movie, which is John Constantine, and so it really wasn't that many. I could be missing some, but like I said, it's really not that many.
Interesting.
What's up, Arkham?
Hey, how you doing?
Somebody else made it here besides Nerdman.
You know?
Nerdman.
Is it Nerdman doing a stream?
What's up, Natasha?
I thought I got a notification.
Oh, he started it?
Well, he was supposed to be here for this one. That's the reason I started this. He has this stream set. I don't know why he didn't take it down yet. He probably fell asleep. He fell asleep.
Remember the time he fell asleep on stream?
What's up, Natasha? How you doing?
Love from India.
But I really like this is my like I feel like, and I do agree like with certain people, like if you don't like how Jordan died, that's fine, but I think so, no offense for certain DC fans, but I don't think they like the idea of like John Stewart taking place for Hal Jordan. Like we always have Hal Jordan as the place Green Lantern. Like you have Lost. He was in the New 52 animation. You have a lot of comic books with him and everything like that. He's always the face of the Green Lantern. But it's wrong to have other Green Lanterns to have a chance. I kind of think that's unfair for some DC fans.
But see, well, this is the thing. A lot of these fans are the same ones. I'm not saying they for sure do, but majority of them agree that the Justice League Animated is one of the best DC animated shows. And a lot of people do like it, who like DC and stuff. Whether you DC, Marvel fan, whatever, a lot of people like that show. John Stewart was the main Green Lantern that Hal Jordan didn't show up in any of the episodes. And everybody liked John Stewart in that show because he was tight. Now, I think, and at that time, when it was making that show, they was really sticking to the comics, because at that time Barry Allen was dead, so Wally West was the Flash, and I'm not sure what's going on with Hal Jordan at that time, but they wanted to use John Stewart. I don't know what was going on with them in the comics, but something was happening to where they didn't want to use him.
No, I can explain why. They did a Justice League cartoon, and they go, holy shit, everybody's white. And then they said, let's do John Stewart as the Green Lantern, which I understand the reasoning for that. Like, let me put it.
Martian Manhunter, a brother though.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He green, but he a brother. That's a brother right there.
Oh,
Zack Snyder made him a brother in his his movies.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes some DC fans are a little hypocritical with their stance.
Nerdman, you are late.
Nerdman.
It took me time, man. I'm sorry. Like, what is wrong with these people, man? What have you been saying so far? I just wanted to.
We just been like reviewing the movie so far, breaking it down. I know you want to get into your rant, but do you want to,
No, I'm gonna chill for a second. And I'll get into my rant, but like.
But just give a review of the movie, because we pretty much hit a lot of the main points. We really didn't get the Hawk Girl yet, and I think we did miss out on her. Hey, damn, whoever drew her, she looking good.
Yeah, she was alright. No, but I also like the switch up in attitude that kind of differentiated her from Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really switched her character so that she became distinct and had a reason for being Like now I could see that Hawk Girl on Justice League. I could see already what her conflicts would be with the rest of the team. I can see that she's actually powerful enough to be on that team. Do you know what I mean? Like she actually has like something to add. You know.
Well, and this is and compared to like the Justice League animated one, right? She was a lot. She was a lot. She was a lot softer, kinder, willing to talk things out. She wasn't so brash and, just. I'm a warrior. We don't talk.
She was just a warrior, like
this one's straight up a warrior.
Woman on the team. Let's keep it a buck, because she had a lot of Wonder Woman characteristics, except not as cool, right? Sorry, Anta, what are you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say you're right, because even in this one, she was more like wanted to get revenge. You know what I mean? And was like didn't care, was ready to kill just to kill. You know, I enjoyed it. I thought she was a good character in this.
She had a line like, "They died an honorable death."
Yeah,
right.
When he bashed the ship into the other ship.
She's just okay with it. Yeah, people die every day.
Yeah.
Back in 1 second, and then I'll come and I'll tell. Like, I want to hear what everyone's thought of the different aspects of the movie, but like, I don't want you to have to retread the whole thing, but just so I could get caught up. But just 1 second.
They did one thing where Shaira meets him, and you know how when two superheroes meet each other, it's always like a fight first, and then they can finally, we're actually on the same team. It's so cliche. You kind of love it though. You have to see it, because they're never gonna get a chance to fight again. This is it. They're friends for now until forever. So yeah, get that fight out the way. Let's see the obstacle. What's going on, TJ?
Well, I'm kind of hoping. What's that flash by now? I'm kind of hoping, just like the JLA animated, because Hawk Girl and Jon Stewart had a relationship. They never really. Well, it was in the later seasons. Justice League Unlimited, they went full force with it and finally made it happen. I kind of want to see them, kind of work to be in a couple. But if they introduce Hawkman, and next to her, I'm totally fine if they want to introduce Hawkman and Hawk Girl and have them be together. But if they don't use Hawkman, they should set up a Jon Stewart and Hawk Girl, relationship. And if they want to like develop this Hawk Girl character, have her go out with John, and John, helps make her a lot calmer. Like introduce her to the human stuff, Earth, human customs. She starts to open up to new things. As she's a Thanagarian, she's grew up on the planet of warriors. You take her out of that setting, put her in different places, she's going to adapt and change. So
it's Thanagarian.
So all right, so let's go through it. Like, so just quickly, catch me up. So everyone thought Jon Stewart was what, tight in this movie, or like there was elements?
I thought he was cool. I don't think he delivered the oath in an epic way, but he was solid.
Yeah, he was pretty.
He was solid.
Cool.
Yeah,
It was a good building block off which you can like start to explore this character as well. I thought, like, even in a live action movie, I was like, okay, this isn't quite the finished article. But this is something interesting, because I've always said I like Jon Stewart, but he needs an interesting kind of backstory or something that like kind of gets you into him, that makes him relatable. And I thought having the PTSD, having gone to, been a military guy, and he's come back, to the States, and he's kind of a little bit aimless or whatever.
Right.
I like that.
He's almost lost in a sense
of his story. I think that makes it relatable, and I think if you took that to a film level, you could even, deepen that and make it really interesting. I think I really liked it. It's a grounded kind of way of taking that character, and then there were, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think any of this phase of DC animated movies is as good as the first phase. So this film, let's make it clear, is not as good as First Flight, right? The Hal Jordan movie. No. It's not as good as even I think the one that had those little vignettes of different stories.
With the Shazam, Superman vs. Shazam, those. I know what Wait,
No.
Are you talking about before? You talking about before Justice League War, right?
Emerald Knights.
Yeah, Emerald Knights.
Green Lantern, Emerald Knights. It was a really good film.
Yeah.
So it's not as good as that, but in general, all of those movies in that first phase were like high quality. So I'm not comparing it.
Well, yeah. Well, and if you in the new universe, I think this is better than those Batman Long Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the best one. This is the best one since the World War.
I still think Superman Man is since Superman Man Tomorrow and World War II, this is the best one since.
Man of Tomorrow was okay for me. I don't know, there was something about it that just was like, man. But I could see it on the same kind of level as this one, though, for me.
Yeah.
Man of Tomorrow.
And what I liked about it is that's a potential way to take Superman in live action. You know, that's interesting, but like obviously in live action you have to deepen the story a little bit more.
Right.
You can't have the same. There's a little bit of with the acting and everything, it's a little bit too one-dimensional. And that's fine because it's a cartoon or whatever, and it's entertaining for a cartoon, but I'd expect something a little bit more developed if you wanted to do kind of live action.
I could answer this question while we're not getting both. Is like usually in the DC animated, you have a Justice League member, one Green Lantern. So it was either gonna be Hal Jordan or John Stewart, and they went with a different route and picked John Stewart because we always get Hal Jordan. Like it's fine that you didn't. It's fine that you didn't like he was turned into an evil villain, but you have to accept that we always get Hal Jordan. We don't usually get John Stewart a lot.
And look, this is the thing too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna call out. I want to go through each of these criticisms and annihilate them. This is Hal Jordan's origin story. Explain to me how this is Hal Jordan's origin story.
Wait.
Okay, all right.
Not yet. Well, let me finish elaborate. So
yeah.
The only time I think you need more than 2 Green Lanterns on the team is like, for example, we all seen it, Young Justice, right? Yeah. That's like a Justice League team that's probably 10 years, 20 years deep into their career. That's a well-established Justice League that have watchtowers. They literally elect heroes to take over where previous heroes now step out of. Like they are almost a community of heroes.
Yeah, Young Justice
this so right here is literally just starting out, and this is why I think for every single Justice team, you just need 1 Green Lantern. You need one Kryptonian, 1 Amazonian, 1 obviously Batman type character. You don't need like 2 of the same characters. You don't need 2 speedsters. Right. You don't need 2 Barry Allen.
Yeah, this universe is just getting started.
You just need 1 at a time. Once these characters are like 10 years deep, 20 years deep, to when the Justice League starts to become a community and they get their sidekicks in and all these different people, then you can like double up, because now they got more problems they got to deal with. That's why Young Justice
and you also have the Green Lantern
so well.
And don't think like I don't even know like. So if anyone thinks like, oh, this is the last you're going to see of Hal Jordan because he died in this or something like that, then you don't know anything about comics.
No, I think that's the case. I think so. I can see why, narratively, I can see why you would want to continue this film universe. Like Arkham was saying, we've had Hal Jordan all this time, so many times. We're going to have John Stewart for the rest of the film.
Oh no, I'm not saying he's not going to be the main Green Lantern, but I think that they might give.
Why though? To take away spotlight?
Green Lantern.
When?
I
in
think
what movie?
Along the line, if they continue
Green Lantern gets so few. There's so few movies.
Jordan a redemption story.
In what movie? In a Green Lantern movie?
Yeah, like I just don't see that happen, because the focus Green Lantern in this new universe is John Stewart. They don't want to take that spotlight away and bring back Hal Jordan. I like Hal Jordan, but it's not their end goal to bring him back.
I'm not saying it's what I'm saying is it is Just because someone
you're telling us that it's in the realm of possibility for Hal Jordan to return because this is fiction. However, I'm telling you, and what we're saying is that DC is consciously saying, no, we're doing Black this time, and they're doing Jon Stewart this time, and we're not gonna have Hal Jordan featured. You guys you've had your fill of that. Of course, Hal Jordan will return probably the next time they reboot and do a new universe in the animation. I'm sure it'll be the Hal Jordan again, but for now, I'm sure they know that Black Lives Matter and Jon Stewart is going to be our guy going forward.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, you can say that, but I'm saying the film leaves it quite open, right? It doesn't close the book on Hal Jordan, right? And in terms of the origin story, everyone's going, oh, they stole Kyle Rayner. No one cares about Kyle Rayner anymore. Kyle Rayner is a fucking remnant from the fucking 90s. All right, he had his little run in the 90s in the comics, right?
The only two Green Lanterns that are important, definitive. Not saying they're the only ones, but definitive. Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. They're the only ones that DC really cares about. It's just them two. Kyle Renner and them stuff, and Guy Gardner. I think Guy Gardner's their third favorite. They like to focus.
If you're doing like a corpse movie, if you're doing a Green Lantern corpse movie, you might want to add a couple more, characters in. But like this guy, Kyle Rayner, his origin story is like he's a comic book writer who gets a fucking Green Lantern ring. I mean, it's just so fucking, it's preposterous, right? To like think of this character, and nobody's a fan of him. All these people who are going, oh, this is Kyle Rayner's story and fucking crap. They're not fans of this guy. No one's a massive. No one was calling for Kyle Rayner movies. People were calling for either Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan movies. They finally.
That's why Nerdman. Me and Alonzo mentioned earlier. Remember when Zack Snyder released a picture of Wayne T. Carr Green Lantern, and guess what? What was the response to it? It was more than positive. Everyone's like, "Oh, Jon Stewart."
Yeah.
Yeah, we want Kyle Rayner or Hal Jordan. Nobody was asking for Hal Jordan when Zack Snyder showed that image.
No, you're right. And I think
Zack Snyder can do no wrong because Zack Snyder knows these characters. Right?
And I haven't heard the stuff, and I know Nerdman's gonna rant on it and stuff, but I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with Jon Stewart actually killing Hal Jordan. I have a feeling that's probably...
He didn't actually kill him. It was...
Technically, he didn't kill him. It was...
Hawkeye.
No, Green Arrow. It was
Green Arrow. Why I say Hawkeye? Yeah, Green Arrow. Yeah.
Yeah, like...
MCU fans, man. MCU.
I wasn't gonna take it. I was gonna leave it alone. But it's beyond that, Onzo. It's so fucking dumb what these guys are saying. It's like
it's very nitpicky. You have a very raw nitpick. I said like a lot of like criticisms I see on Twitter. It's just very nitpicky. Like some things like, oh, I didn't like this. Like there's a lot of nitpicks in that when people say in this movie that they didn't like. My one problem is
stuff like this is my favorite one, Arkham. Oh, the animation is shit because they can't just say that they don't like that they've made a animated movie about Jon Stewart and he's black, right? And they're like, oh, we don't want like these kind of legacy characters, even though they were like, having big, massive fucking multiple orgasms about the Zack Snyder image. They can't just come out and say like that's what they have a problem with. So they have to pick on different things, and then they go, oh, the animation. There's something wrong with the fucking animation. That's the same animation you jizzed over in the fucking Long Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same fucking thing. The literally the animation style from the very beginning of this whole new series of animated movies of DC has been exactly
pretty much the same.
And nobody has popped off about it. But now it's a problem.
I don't know.
Yeah, me and Kados were talking about that earlier, and I was like, yo, the animation was good. I had no problems with the animation in this series whatsoever.
It feels like they go 60 frames per second and, use every frame.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't know. Some of these nitpicks are
like... I'll say this too. Even in in the recent this new universe, the action, especially how they're animating the action and stuff, this should have actually been better than the last universe. Phase
the last
of
universe. It's way better.
And action is way better.
And what's
and the sound design. The sound design in this movie on point. Sound design on point.
Yeah, sound design. And they actually put a nice little score in there as well, which they hadn't been doing for the rest of the movies in this series, which I didn't like. What was I going to say? The big complaint is that Hal Jordan becomes a villain in the movie. Right, that's the big thing that they're kind of.
But you also get an explanation.
And
why
ordinarily, I'd say, you know what? I don't like when to elevate a character, you bring another character down. But that's not what happened in this movie at all. They stuck to a storyline that is famous in the Green Lantern, Green Lantern kind of mythos or whatever. About Hal Jordan turning evil, turning into Parallax. This is a big story in the 90s, massive.
Okay.
And they actually went back and adapted that story, and they even gave Hal Jordan a big out, because they said, Sinestro actually put a parasite in him that turned him evil. It wasn't like he just turned evil on his own, or like went mad from power on his own. It was actually Sinestro who first, incited the thing to turn him evil.
Yeah, it was one of the villains.
In every way, they did not disrespect Hal Jordan. They didn't disrespect the Green Lantern mythos. In fact, they went in and, actually did their research, read up on the stories, and actually adapted the story that I thought, I think it actually was adapted in the animated Green Lantern show, which I haven't seen. But, for my money, I didn't think I'd ever see in a Green Lantern kind of animated film. I thought that was way too kind of obscure, kind of 90s storytelling for them to actually adapt that. And I thought it was cool. They actually went there and did a twist that I wasn't really expecting. I wasn't expecting Hal Jordan to actually be Parallax in this movie. It was a good movie, a good action, there were problems. I had problems with it. It's not a perfect movie. I didn't like the fact that Green Arrow killed, Hal Jordan in the end. But at least they set up the stakes. They set up that Green Arrow was against killing, so that when he actually killed, Hal Jordan, it had some weight. It wasn't just out of nowhere, right? So, all in all, this is one of the better movies in this phase 3. Or phase 3 of the DC movies. I don't know
if I remember, the previous animation never had a Green Lantern movie. They never did.
Yeah,
right.
They didn't.
Yeah,
that was what I was going to say. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. Finish it.
So it's I don't know, a lot. I just people can have not some criticism, but I feel like some of the criticisms are not really valid criticisms when I see on Twitter when I read them.
Yeah, because it's like this. Everyone, well, not everyone. I think a lot of DC fans who are DC fans, not just Batman fanboys, were complaining about how many Batman stories they were telling. This time they've gone ahead and tried to mix it up a little and give us different stories, ones that aren't, so expected, and and with different characters. They've had a Wonder Woman Flash movie. They've had a fucking Superman movie that was the first origin movie they've done for Superman in all of this thing. They've had this new Green Lantern movie. They're doing the Super Sons next. They even had a Catwoman movie that was, it wasn't great, but I enjoyed it.
They had World War, I think it's World War II, Justice Society.
Yeah,
Justice Society, and was
he went to another Earth and everything like that.
Yeah, so they've been giving us consistently what we asked for, and it's been a higher quality than the last phase that they did.
Yeah.
And now it's there's people online actually going, "Oh, we're going to boycott the movie because of what it did with Hal Jordan." It's like,
I don't think that's why they're boycotting.
I know why they're boycotting. Exactly, I know it's kind of stupid, but like the thing, and this is what I wanted to rant about. It's a broader thing with DC fans. I'm done with them. They're dead to me. I'm now defending MCU fans from now on.
Oh wow!
No,
I am.
Nerdman. You cannot defend Nerdman.
They stick by their fucking product. Whether I like it or don't like it. We stick
by in brightest day, in blackest night.
These MCU fans,
and that means what they're saying, what they say with their fucking dollars, with their cash money, is, you know, whether we don't necessarily like this film or not, we want to see more of our characters. We want to see more of this universe.
That's true.
Absolutely.
And they will be critical, you know, in some kind of ways, but they make sure that it doesn't impact the character, the character themselves. It's not like they go, "Oh, I'm going to reject Shang-Chi," or "I'm going to reject Thor because, you know, I don't necessarily like this particular movie." They let the studio understand that we're still into this character, but here's our criticisms on the side. DC fans, on the other hand, will take any little fucking thing and go, "Oh, we're going to boycott this fucking movie." And do they not understand that we haven't had another Green Lantern movie since fucking, what was it? Like a live action movie, I mean. Since, what was it, 2009?
Yeah.
Superman, their second biggest fucking character. The character that they've made the second, I guess, most money out of, you know, cinematically and, you know, in other kind of ways. We haven't had a movie of him since Man of Steel, which was profitable, by the way. And we haven't had another movie about them because DC, it's like these fans don't understand Warner Brothers kind of thinking. They're not going to think you don't, and this is the bigger point I'm making. If people don't buy, you know, or don't go to see the Flash movie, or they don't buy this DVD of Green Lantern, Warner Brothers isn't going to think, "Oh, you know what the fans are trying to tell us is they don't want Jon Stewart movies, they want Hal Jordan movies." That's not what they're going to think. They're going to think, "Oh, Green Lantern doesn't sell. Fuck it. Let's just do more Batman."
Facts.
When this Flash movie that they love to call The Flash, if that bombs at the box office, they're not going to think, "Oh, you know what? It's that Ezra Miller cat that's really screwed us over." They're going to blame it on the fucking Flash, and we're not going to see another Flash movie.
No, I think that's too far. I think we know what's going on in that situation.
It's not too far.
And I don't think it'll flop either. I think people can separate the actor from.
Flop.
Yeah.
I don't think
you said it would. You said
saying,
when it flops.
I'm saying if these people who bail on these characters on a dime. Look, Ezra Miller's already hurt. His career's already over. Anyone who boycotts a Flash movie, who is a Flash fan, especially if the movie actually turns out to be good, anyone who boycotts it, you're not hurting Ezra Miller. You're hurting fucking Flash. That's it.
Yeah.
And I agree with you 100%, Nerdman, because
you're not hurting Jon Stewart. If you say, "I'm not going to buy this fucking movie," you're hurting any Green Lantern project going forward as a franchise in the animated universe.
And I agree with you 100%, because you guys know I hated Thor Ragnarok. Still went to see Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Hated that one too. You know what I mean? But if they bring out another Thor movie, I'll go.
Yeah,
because I like the universe regardless of anything.
You like the character. Like, if you love the character, you're gonna support it.
There's a weird thing where I think by not going to watch the Black Panther 2 movie, I am helping the character because they're not going to use T'Challa. But if the movie flops, then, you know, they're going to go, maybe we should actually have T'Challa in the next movie. So in that weird scenario, it's the opposite.
I get what you're saying, but it's kind of different with the way the MCU works, because one, you do have a good fan base who support the movies, but two, they're not stupid like Warner Brothers. They're not like reactionary like Warner Brothers. Like they're not going to be like, oh, this is a $1 billion franchise so far. It's had one flop or a couple of flops, so we're just going to abandon it. As far as I know, the only one they've ever done that with is the Hulk, and that's because Universal has the rights
to distribute. Yeah,
and if we're gonna get Green Lantern in the DCU, like they're not gonna use 2 Green Lanterns. Like I understand people want both characters, but they're always like, if you're gonna have a Justice League member, you have the Justice League, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Flash. They're going to pick one Green Lantern for the Justice League. They're not gonna have 2. Like if you're making a Green Lantern core movie, if you have Green Lantern core movie, then it would make sense to have introduce all the members. But if it's just in the DCU where you have the Justice League, it's always going to be one Green Lantern.
Right. And even if they did it,
if they gave Jon Stewart Hal Jordan's origin story, right, then every superhero has stolen Superman's origin story, because that's how close. Like, you're talking about an origin story. He's a fucking Green Lantern. What did you expect him to get a fucking somebody to come a fucking gray pony to come down and give him a fucking orange? What different origin story did you fucking want?
Well, technically,
was in the army. Real quick. He's not a pilot, is he? Is he a fighter pilot? No. He's in the army. His dad didn't die in a fucking airplane crash. None of that happened to him. That's Hal Jordan's origin story. The only fucking similarity is that he got a fucking power ring from somebody involved in the kind of Green Lantern kind of world. And it wasn't in this movie. It wasn't Abin Sur. It was a fucking. It was one of the fuck are they called?
Intelligence.
For fuck's sake. It was one of the what are they called? The little fucking things. Anyway,
Guardians.
The Guardians. It was one of the Guardians who specifically gave him the ring. Right. It wasn't Abin Sur. It's a completely different fucking thing. The only. I don't understand. How did you want him to get the ring? Should he have stolen it? What did you want him to get the fucking ring?
Well, the way he got the ring tied into the rest of the story.
For the way he got the ring in this is what I think they should have did to fill it in, because they really didn't elaborate on it enough. Like I said earlier, this is very different from Hal's. Like, you have a Guardian personally coming to give John a ring specifically John. So, and in Hal Jordan's case, Abin Sur crash landed. Hal Jordan was the first person to happen upon him, and Abin Sur was like, "Take my ring, blah blah blah. You're the next Green Lantern, blah 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 blah." Very different. Almost similar, but very different. Now, in this case, what I think they should have done was make it to where Hal knew John. Like, they knew each other during the war, and Hal saw traits that he loved about John. Like, yo, if anything ever happens to me, I want this guy to take my ring specifically. And because he's
in a way of doing it.
Because with the Guardian, he's coming to him personally to give him the ring, and I thought it was kind of weird. I was like, why him personally? They never really elaborated on that, and I wish it did. But I think what the best way to do it, either Hal Jordan tells Guardians, like, if anything ever happens to me, I want Jon Stewart to take over for me. I want him to be my lantern when something happens to me, or when he sent it off personally, like he did in the movie. He sent it away. He says to the ring real quick, "Go to Jon Stewart." Boom.
Yeah.
Sure, but like, it wouldn't have fit in with that story with Hal Jordan becoming the villain and whatever. But like, I get what you're saying.
Evil and everything like that.
No. Well, I'm talking about like.
You're talking about before he.
I'm saying like before he becomes a Green Lantern, before Hal becomes a Green Lantern. You know, in his past, when they're in the war and stuff, he's a fighter pilot. Let's say they've met, and he sees something Jon Stewart does, like, wow, this dude. And later when he becomes a Green Lantern, like years down the line, he just has a contingency plan. If anything ever happens to me, he wants to give it to Jon Stewart. Like they knew each other prior, and Jon Stewart was a good friend, and that's the person he wants to have the ring. I think they should have set it up like that.
Who's that guy with?
Yeah, I don't pretend to capture that I've like read loads of Green Lantern comics, unlike some people. But like,
he's accusing us. We never read any comic books of Green Lantern.
I have read some.
I read.
I know Hal Jordan's fucking origin story.
Yeah,
it's not.
So people saying this was similar to Kyle's origin. So how did Kyle get his ring?
Kyle, I don't even know how Kyle got his ring. I read like later comics of Kyle once he'd already become a Green Lantern, and yeah, the most I know about him is he was a comic book writer.
Yeah,
comic book artist. He was a comic book artist, and he took over from Hal Jordan after he became like,
bruh, I'm out here with my Green Lantern comic books. What? Get this shit out the plastic. What? You think I don't know Kilowog?
Fan right here, guys. Chillmonger, real DC fan.
That DC goodness right there. This was issue number 1. Great story. You know what I mean? Here's another Green Lantern comic book. You think it's just one? My collection is too deep of Green Lantern.
Hey, I've got all of this shit on my Kindle, dude.
Hey, you're lucky.
I know.
You're lucky. MCU fans won't see that chill. They're gonna leave you if they see those comics.
No, K-Dots. No. We MCU fans understand that we just like.
How can you still be an MCU fan after the travesty you saw in Thor?
Because there's one mishap. I get it.
They just slipped up.
We get 1 or 2 slip ups. You know.
Have you seen the MCU fans trying to defend that shit though?
Well, wait, Nerdman, Hanzo, you guys need to watch that Miss Marvel finale.
I respect
they bring up something you guys might be excited for, but not in the way you would want to see it.
Yeah, I gotta watch that later when I get.
Gotta watch that finale. Yeah, I want to hear you guys' opinion on what they set up.
Thor: Love and Thunder was a hot piece. It was garbage. You seen it, Nerdman?
No, I agree with you, but my thing is I respect people who stand by.
Well, actually, one of my favorite
because if you like Thor Ragnarok, don't turn around and pretend that this isn't what you asked for. This is precisely what you asked them for. If you like Thor Ragnarok,
100%.
Don't kind of turn around and go, oh, this came out of left field. This did not come out of. This came directly out of right field.
100%. And I hated Thor Ragnarok.
Yo. Do you understand that baseball logic of left field and right field?
No. What does it mean?
There's one field that most hitters are right-handed, so right, so they would hit towards. I guess that would be left field. So never mind. I don't even think I understand it. Here I am talking.
Yeah, you don't either.
I definitely understand it less. I didn't even know that far. I didn't know it was about baseball.
Have you guys ever read Blackest Night?
No.
I started reading it. I didn't get into it though.
You have a face?
Wow, that's you.
Yes, I do have a face.
Wait, is that the comic with the Black Lanterns?
Yeah, the Black Lanterns with Jeff Johns and everything.
I need to read that run. I haven't.
It's very good. It has the Black Lanterns. Has the Black Lanterns and everything like that. It has Kyle Rayner and every Green Lantern. Like the Death Lanterns has Batman and as the Death.
Oh, that's cool. I like when they do the double page spreads when you got to turn your face horizontal.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like if you lift up like this, it's pretty cool. So
what I was gonna say though, Nerdman,
I suggest if you're a big Green Lantern fan, reading this, it's very good. Like this is what started me out as like a DC fan. Then I started reading later Green Lantern comics and everything like that.
You said it was Jeff Johns, so it's recent.
What were you gonna say, Onzo? Jeff Johns, is amazing on Green Lantern. But I like Jeff Johns stuff on Shazam.
Oh my god, Jada, get your Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner, no.
Flip the script. it goes. It's Hal, John, Guy, and then Kyle. Yeah, Guy can be third.
Maybe he thinks greater than means less than. Maybe.
Who was the first Green Lantern again? There was another one before Guy. Was Guy Gardner the first one, or was it or Guy Gardner's the one who's the arsehole?
The very first Green Lantern.
Alan Scott.
Yeah,
Alan Scott. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, Guy Gardner's the one who's a bit of a dick with a weird haircut. Right?
Like with Alan Scott, there was no like Guardians or anything like that.
Yeah, he just had a magic ring, and I think it was copper or something, some dumb rock material was his weakness.
Copper was his weakness. Yellow is the weakness for the Green Lanterns.
Now that
yellow.
The Alan Scott era,
and that their power ring kind of doesn't lose charge. I think that's the better one than yellow. Being the weakness, it's kind of weird, but they've done good things with it. They've kind of like, I like when they're non-apologetic for that aspect of the mythology, and then they just yellow is their
better
weakness.
Apologize for that. That's horrible. And weakness versus wood, is this true? Yeah.
Yeah, that was Alan Scott though. But Anza,
well, Alan Scott was in that golden. Oh, go ahead, Anza.
Yeah, he was Golden Age.
Oh, yeah. When we were talking, I think we're talking about Thor, and I was like, even though I didn't like Thor Ragnarok, I still went into this one hoping it would be good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't ever walk into these movies and pray that they're going to be trash. I hope they're going to be good. It's just it wasn't, and
when you watch a movie, like even it's DC or Marvel, none of us want it to suck. I think all of us want it to be a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why look for Thor 4. I was totally fine with bootlegging. Yes, guys, I bootlegged that movie. I don't support that shit. But I will go support Captain America 4 is the only MC movie I will probably support so far. Black Panther 2, I'm kind of iffy on that. I think I might watch that for free too.
I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't go and see Doctor Strange I did go and see it.
I watched Doctor Strange in theaters. I saw that in
but I didn't pay for it.
Killmonger, did you see the finale of
Ms. Marvel? Yeah, I was down on it.
I should have paid for Doctor Strange.
I know a lot of Marvel fans are pissed off, like at the specific aspect what they did
with the sound effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they turned Miss
I'm just mad that's the first one.
They turned
Don't say anything.
I'm not. I'm just saying, you guys. I'm just mad that's the first one.
Yeah.
All the ones you could have picked to be the first one ever in the MCU, ever. You picked her. I'm not saying she sucks. Kamala Khan is a very good character. I like her. She's like Stargirl. They're tight. But her? Oh, hell no. Hell no.
She's what? She's the first.
If you didn't see it, we don't want to.
I haven't watched any of it. What happened?
It's only been out for 9 hours, so that's why we're being so vague about it.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Oh, okay, but she's the first what?
Inhuman, I'm guessing.
Never mind, I'm a DM.
I didn't see it, but
all right, you could DM me
on Twitter.
I'm never gonna. Well, you don't want to spoil it for everyone else.
Yeah,
guess, but
I'll say this about the show that Ms. Marvel did. When she's putting up her shields, and then when you compare it to Green Lantern had like a shield and then a brick wall, and a second time. There's always a creative new thing, and I think that stemmed from comics where this writer or this artist, one of the two, had a rule. He's like, I'll never draw the same Green Lantern, creation construct. Thank you, like twice, and that like added to the fun of a Green Lantern comic, which is awesome. Now, since we're talking comics, Arkham, isn't John Stewart now the Green Emerald Knight or something?
Yeah.
In the Jeffrey Thorne most recent, can you take me through that? Because I just heard it and I didn't read it.
Okay. He's the new Green Emerald Knight. Like, I could tell you what happened. Like the battery of the Green Lantern exploded. It exploded. And all the power, like the Guardians, were killed and everything like that.
Oh, so basically what happened in this movie?
Similar, yeah. And John Stewart and the rest of the Green Lantern had to rebuild the core, had to rebuild the Green Lantern core, and how they rebuild it. At the end, they the Guardians, they had to go against a big Guardian that had all this power that corrupted this Guardian that was actually responsible of the explosion of the Green Lantern battery. And after that, they got you don't actually need a ring anymore. You don't need a battery anymore to use the Green Lantern ring anymore. They changed it a little different where it's willpower and you'll have unlimited battery power now.
If you just will to have to have a large battery.
Yeah, it's different, but
yeah. I mean, they still got to say they still got to say the oath and stuff, right? So
yeah, they do have to say the oath, but there's no battery power anymore.
But the Emerald Knight part of it, did John Stewart become a Emerald Knight, or is that the first time that we've ever had an Emerald Knight?
Yeah, I think he is a Emerald Knight. I think there was an Emerald Knight before him. If I remember, Kyle Rayner was an Emerald Knight too.
Oh fuck! I was happy that he got his own original thing, but I guess it's not true.
Kyle Rayner coming in, I think they'd have to change his story a little bit, but
because in the recent,
I think it would be cool to have an Asian as well, Green Lantern. I think he's half Asian, right? Kyle.
I think he's white and Asian.
Yeah, he's
He's a hybrid.
That would be kind of cool. So I'd love to see him in future, in this series. But where do you guys rank this amongst the DC animated movies? Because I was going to do a rank.
All of them or the new universe,
how I rank them, all of them so far.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Is it mid pack? Is it
Okay, I would say it's top 10.
Every single one. Out of every single one. Damn. Shit.
It's top. It's up there.
Yeah, it's not top 10, but it's top 20.
Okay.
Top 10 to 20. It's top 10 to 20.
Maybe it's because I'm refreshed. We didn't have Superman in it or Batman in it. Plus, they explained why. They're on missions and Flash is away. So they did a good job of giving us these heroes who are not very commonly highlighted. Who's the one with the woman power that John Stewart dates in Justice League Unlimited? The black one with orange.
I wanted more Vixen. That's what that pissed me off. I thought this was a good opportunity to showcase Vixen. I think she should have been in the story as well.
But
she looked like
the fact that she was part of the Justice League shows that we'll probably see more of her in the future, which I thought was cool.
She's going to be in one of the
I know in Super Sons we're gonna get see more Justice League members and stuff like that, because Super Sons is connected to the new universe.
And we were asking about how long it has passed in this universe. By the time Vixen joins the Justice League, there's a lot of time that passed.
Yeah, that's why. I don't know how many years. I'm guessing it had to been at least more than 5 years, because Hal Jordan is considered a legend in the Green Lantern Corps right now. That doesn't happen within a year or two. This had to been probably this is 5 years later from Justice League to Society or something. A long time.
Yeah. So far, this has set up Superman. Martian Manhunter was set up in that Superman movie. We've had a little bit of a taste of Wonder Woman. Obviously, she's coming from World War II in this. But that's a different version. So that was a Wonder Woman of a different Earth. We haven't seen this Earth's Wonder Woman yet. The one really?
Yeah, that was one. So Flash went to a different Earth. So he got he got inspiration of the JSA to make the Justice League on his Earth.
Okay, so we've had Flash set up, Wonder Woman to a degree. We at least know the flavor of what she's kind of going to be like. and we've now got Jon Stewart. So I think they're setting up a Justice League movie, like.
And they're also they're also going to have Damian Wayne and Superman's son.
Yeah, that's the next movie, but I don't think that's in this continuity. Like the
it is. It is connected.
It is.
It is.
Yeah,
it's because the animation style was different. Like
they wanted to do a 3D style, but it's still connected in the continuity of the universe.
Okay.
Kavari
says, "Brother, where's my Green Lantern?"
We get together.
Hey, look, that Green Lantern show is coming. Y'all know DC never disappoints.
It's coming when we get the static film we were promised at Fandom.
Oh, that's coming too, man. You know, a lot of stuff coming. The only person I cannot guarantee, because I don't trust this man, is J.J. Abrams. Uh-huh. I will not defend what he got coming out, because I don't know what he got coming out. He ain't made shit.
I don't think JJ, like, with J.J. Abrams, I don't think anything's gonna come out. I think it's only gonna be I think someone said he only has 2 years left on his contract. So like, I guess.
What did he do so far?
He didn't do anything.
Nothing. He did nothing.
He was supposed to make a Justice Dark movie. The only thing that has been talked about and confirmed is that Superman movie he's supposed to be producing. That's the only thing I can see that's being made, because David Zaslav said himself he wants to do stuff with Superman. So that's the only thing I can see happening.
But that's what I'm saying. Arkham just said he has 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah.
No? What has he done, J.J. Abrams?
Nothing.
Shit.
He ain't done nothing.
So they basically
paid 500 million as well.
The only thing I see coming out from him is that Superman movie, and that's it.
But I don't think that's Zaslav's idea of Superman.
500 million.
No. That's why they're having him they're having the writer rewrite it. So they changed that whole 1940s thing. It's not going to be in the 1940s. It's going to be a modern day.
Okay.
It's not going to be a black Superman. They changed it to where he's basically writing it to where you can throw in Henry Cavill.
Okay.
So if they want
Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, the way they're writing it, they really want to do Henry Cavill. I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't know if they're going to do him. You know, Henry Cavill's all about his money and shit. But they want to get Henry Cavill. And they can easily throw him in that. And he can get his next Superman movie. It may not be a Man of Steel 2. It's obviously going to be a reboot of Superman. But at least he gets to be Superman again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it, though. I just think they should just get someone else.
I mean, if they get, that's fine with me too. If they get someone else, fine with me.
If they're not going to continue the DCU like it was, just get someone else. I mean, I don't know.
Reboot the whole thing, Nerd Man?
It's not about
we would include Robert Pattinson.
No.
My ideal would be like just let Zack Snyder do
that's not happening.
A pitch. Not the film, not just give him carte blanche. I'd say let him do a pitch for Justice League 2 movie continuation, and with the caveat that you can't, if you don't accept that Ray Fisher and possibly, depending on how things go, Ezra Miller can't be in the movie, then
I like Zack Snyder. Like I don't mind Zack Snyder, but a lot of people give a good point that now, since Zack Snyder does these DC movies, he kind of somewhat, I would say, ruined the reputation that no one else could direct a DC movie.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
I would say he ruined it, but to like now the new movies that come out, like there's a lot of people doubting these directors more than ever. They're like, oh
yeah, they're doubting them and they're lying about it.
There's a lot more like doubting. Like Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves' movie is arguably better than every Zack Snyder movie that he's made of DC, and that's coming from someone who likes, Zack Snyder's movies.
Okay.
Like at least I like one and a half of them. Like for me, BVS. Whatever. I know it's got its problems, why I like it. Zack Snyder's Justice League I definitely like, but the Batman, there's a good argument to be made that it's better than Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think
the Batman's
Snyder's Justice League does better, but I also think as a coherent story, plus the cinematography, plus all of the things that went into it, I could say that the Batman is better. So there's no argument now. It's just bullshit. There's agendas behind why they say they don't like these movies. But sorry,
I was saying sorry. I disagree with you. The Batman is garbage. But I hear what you're saying about Zack Snyder's movies put bad taste in people's mouths. But if you get a banger movie, you can erase that in one movie. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
You put out a movie, like let's say you put out a Man of Steel 2 that is fire, that's on the level of, let's say, Winter Soldier. Everything that came before it will be completely forgotten because now you got a great movie and people were like, let's build on that. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's dead. I just think they gotta put more effort into what they're doing. They gotta move. Yeah, absolutely.
Every single day they don't make a move.
Yeah.
The more it's like, I agree. You're letting the fatigue settle in with these kinds of movies.
No, I agree, but it's not
the audience that might be interested in different types of superhero movies. Or
and I agree with you 100%.
More serious day or whatever.
They gotta make a move, but they also gotta
put in this space.
Right, but they also gotta put an effort into really making this movie a banger. You know what I mean? The next movie they make, it has to be a banger. Like, you can't come mediocre. Has to be a banger. Black Adam has to. If Black Adam is a banger, like a real banger,
I don't think it's gonna be like a deep, serious movie like the Batman. I think this is how I look at it. I think it's gonna be more like Aquaman, but still just a good passing movie. I think it's gonna be bad. I don't think it's gonna be super great masterpiece. I really feel like this movie's gonna be more of a movie focused on comic booky action and shit.
I have a bad feeling that it's gonna be bogged down with silly jokes and shit. And
that's a fear. I have that fear too. I
think that's gonna be a problem for me.
I didn't see them. I barely saw any jokes in the trailer. But mind you,
no, there were a couple of stupid jokes in that trailer with them putting up there like fucking whatever. It was
but that was like one out of. There was only 2 jokes in the trailer. The first one, which was good. One was good. The dude hitting Black Adam face and he smacks him and he flies. And the second one was the window one. I didn't think it was bad. It was just like it's a common thing people do. Roll the window up. Wouldn't do nothing. Roll the window up.
Yeah, I know, but for some reason I feel like when they do these rock movies, they have to put silly kind of jokey business and have Rock be like a comedian at some points. And
that's why I don't want The Rock to be.
He wasn't.
In the trailer, I didn't see him cracking any jokes. No, he doesn't. Now, I just want him to take the role serious, like he took Gridiron Gang serious, the movie Snitch serious. If I've recently watched Snitch, like I want his character to be serious. Like
me too.
That's what I want.
Me too.
He can crack a joke, but it gotta be like how Blade did it in the Blade movies. Gotta be like those type of jokes.
I agree.
Don't crack a joke. That shit gotta be smooth and it's gotta have some swag.
But for some reason, I have, I see the Scorpion King in my mind. You know what I mean? For some reason, that's how I feel. Like you see the trailer, it looks like it's gonna be all serious, and then when you watch the movie, it's just gonna be Rock doing some stupid shit and stupid jokes. I have a bad feeling about that.
I don't think that's going to be the problem with the movie, like the abundance of jokes. It might be, it could be, but my issue was it just seemed a little meh. It seemed a little Morbius like every other superhero movie you've ever seen, that is, it had a little bit of the flavor of Black Panther, a little flavor of Man of Steel, a little flavor of, what was the other one that it kind of ripped? Yeah, a little flavor of Iron Man, little shots and stuff that you'd seen in other superhero
movies.
All right.
And since you saw the Iron Man, since you mentioned it, I think that was more of like an obvious parallel. That was an obvious parallel to the Iron Man scene with the jets. Smacks the jet out the way.
Oh,
I don't think
what I'm hoping is that they went with the philosophy like, oh, we don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah,
and that's why that trailer was like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're trying to like save
they didn't even show Sabak yet.
But
they didn't even show us Sabak yet. And from the toys, he looks great. Sabak looked great. That motherfucker looks like a damn demon. That's how I want my demons to look. He looks like a motherfucking devil. Sabak looks tight.
Well, and yeah, again,
I got him versus Sabak is gonna be wild.
Well, I think it's gonna be the Justice Society versus him as well. And then Black Adam's gonna go rogue.
Well, and like I said, it's with the Black Adam movie. So he's waking up in modern day Kondak because in the trailer you can see his statue that's displaced.
Erected.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's in modern day Kondak, right? Now, doing it like this, right? If Black Adam ends up becoming king of his this nation,
domain, I know.
Prison, this is how I see one of his main goals, his main mission: rebuild my kingdom once again. Because mind you, this is the modern day. Times are different. Imagine you have this dude coming in here, totally out of whack. He grew up in ancient times, trying to turn this city into his kingdom again. The JSA is not going to let that fly. Many people are not going to let that fly. So I think by the end of the movie, he is going to become a villain in a sense. He's going to become not a dictator, but he's going to come take control again. And a lot of people aren't going to like it.
And is it set in modern day? It's set in modern day, right? Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
So then,
he's in modern day Kondak. I think
there's got to be a connection between the Shazam movie. It's got to be like, oh, Shazam obviously has to deal with this guy. But there's
well, for the Shazam movie,
that conflict. Otherwise,
this one I'm thinking for the Shazam movie, right? Because I don't see once he gets established in this modern day and he gets like used to the world after he takes back his kingdom and he starts to see what's up. I think he's gonna get wind of the other wizards because remember, in Shazam they said the wizards imprison him, so I think he's gonna want to get revenge on the other, even though it's not them. I think he's gonna want to kill them because they are tied to those other wizards. They have their powers and stuff. I think he might just want to get rid of them because like, I was betrayed by people that was supposed to be.
That'll be a bit of a weak reason for them to fight, though, man. I want something a little bit more than that, you know, like not. The wizard.
I mean, one thing we do know, he is going to.
I feel like it should be the Shazam kids that take or Shazam who takes the initiative to be like, oh no, I've got to stop this guy. You know, I'm the only one with the powers to stop this guy.
Well, yeah, and I think it should be a part of that, and also Black Adam wanting either to take all their powers collectively and have them all, get rid of them because they are linked to the wizards that got rid of him, and just kill off that lineage. So he's the only one, and he's just the one with the power. Or Billy sees him on live because this I kind of see it. It's going to make news that Black Adam took back this kingdom and stuff. So Billy's probably going to see it on TV, a bunch of reporters and stuff, and Black Adam making a statement to the public like, this is my kingdom. This is my nation. I run this. You fuck with my people, I'm going to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to make a statement at the end of the movie. This is my kingdom. And a lot of people are not going to like this. Because he's an Asian dude. It's like imagine taking. I'm not saying he's Hitler, but imagine taking Hitler, bring him to today, and he sees this shit like, man, I want to take over the world again. Why is Germany a weaker power again? He's gonna want to come back and make it a stronger power.
Right. No, I see that. That would be good. We'll see what happens at Comic-Con. Are you guys looking forward to Comic-Con?
Big time.
Hell yeah, you know DC's gonna take over Comic-Con, man. Marvel got nothing coming, you know.
I could have sworn DC pulled their stage. They're not coming.
Oh no. They said we're doing it in a different way. We're changing the game. See, the MCU is going to do the same game over and over again. You know, the same.
Yeah, the thing where they announce something and a whole bunch of people cheer.
Right.
Yeah,
see,
they announce something
doing
and
it
it actually comes out. You mean that? Same old thing.
That one. The old advertise and deliver strategy.
Hey, your guys' Captain America Serpent Society didn't come out though. Yeah, Civil War came out, not Serpent Society.
But wait, when they announced Serpent Society,
Kevin Feige, like fucking announcing shit and bringing it out. Who would have thought that was? I mean, nobody could have seen that in fucking 2000.
Yeah, Zach Cavari's Black Adam's going to turn Zachary Levi into the man we need him to be. You know, sometimes it takes some physical force to turn you into something much darker, much grim, much more brutal, and that is Black Adam.
They're gonna do the first Shazam trailer as well. Shazam.
I'm really excited for that. I kind of hope they like subvert our expectations, and it's a lot serious than we think it's gonna be. I hope they do that. I kind of want the trailer to be darker like the Batman. I want to see. I know it's gonna be kind of goofy, but I would like to see a trailer that just straight up subverts our expectations. I expect people we're going into a fun trailer. I think that's what people think. We're going into a fun trailer, blah blah blah. I feel like David, the guy who directed the movie, should just, if he oversee it, whoever was editing it, hope the trailer shows something a lot more grim, not so light. Not saying it has to, but it would be a nice little subversion of expectations.
Yeah,
the big bro talking about Wakanda Forever. Yeah, Coogler's good. Yeah, the actors are great. That's true.
Yeah. Did you get Schumacher? Did you know that Wakanda?
Sorry, go on.
What are they doing? They're gonna announce Phase 5. They have like a whole hour taken off to announce things.
And that Wakanda Forever trailer too. That
very likely that's what would get that.
If they don't drop that trailer at Comic-Con, and it's not just Marvel. I noticed this with DC too, and a lot of movies in general. Like since the pandemic started, they keep releasing trailers so close to the movie's release. It's so weird. So it's so weird now.
But a July release for a November movie, that's 4 months. That's, we're due, I think.
But I think for the Thor trailer, like the trailer was not that far from release.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't continue. I hope like this is the place to do it, honestly. There's going to be a whole bunch of people chanting and cheering. The thing is, like, the death of Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa not being recasted, I go like, how were we going to do this movie called Black Panther without a Black Panther? Even though the actors are good, the plot is going to suffer. I just don't see how you could possibly do this. Like, there's nothing there for me to hook me. I'm going to see the trailer and maybe.
I have a feeling when they show that trailer, they're going to change the title to just Wakanda Forever. I have a feeling.
Maybe they should. Maybe that'd be a good
idea.
I think
they should. I think they should. To make clear, it's just Wakanda Forever. It's not Black Panther. It's Wakanda Forever. I feel like they're going to do that because when I see Wakanda Forever trends, it's just Wakanda Forever that trends. It's not Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Like Thor, Love, and Thunder trended together, all 5 words.
Yes.
All right, I know what you mean. When I see Black Panther trending, it's to say recast T'Challa. That hashtag is right next to it.
Like when you see just Black Panther, that's recast T'Challa, or you'll see the recast T'Challa. When I see Wakanda Forever, it's just mainly promoting the Doctor Doom leak, the Namor.
I didn't even know about that. Okay.
I mean,
well, it looked like, the concept art they do. It could be real. It could not be, but
is the actor Giancarlo Esposito, or is it a mask with Dr. Doom?
Nah, it was
what movies are exciting now? That's what I want to know. What movies are exciting to you that Marvel are coming out? I mean, be real. I mean, Spider-Man.
The only I'm excited for is Captain America 4.
I'm hyped for Captain Marvel 2. I'm hyped for what else they got?
Captain Marvel 2. Oh yeah, you like Captain? Yeah, I forgot.
Quantumania is going to be cool, and Fantastic Four coming up is cool. It's really just the Black Panther movie. I'm not really feeling.
Quantumania. You're excited for that. What's up with that?
Jonathan Majors.
More multiverse stuff.
Hey, just because you repeat it in that condescending voice,
no,
it's kind of hurtful, Dude,
I'm genuinely No, because look. Obviously, the 2 movies I was excited for in the MCU have gone. right? And I said I thought they were going to be the better ones, and they were the better ones. Like Spider-Man: No Way Home and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I also liked Black Widow, even though people don't like that.
Okay.
So it was fine with me. Shang-Chi, I think, is shit. Thor, didn't really like it. This new one, whatever. But I genuinely am asking, like, there's not much that excites me because they've made everything like about all these crossovers or big gimmicks with their movies recently, and their latest movies don't have like a gimmick. I feel that's even hurting Thor: Love and Thunder in some ways because it doesn't have a gimmick. It doesn't have like, and even the small gimmick that it did have with Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but I think it's just we don't know what they're building to yet. I think they have a plan that they're going to build to something where it's going to be like, okay, that's. I think we just haven't seen the whole picture yet. But I'm kind of like you, nerd man. I'm not really excited for anything that's coming out, like Captain America 4, maybe. But other than that,
you guys talking about Falcon 1?
Captain America 4, yeah.
Oh, it's
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that one simply because I have an attachment to the Captain America brand in the MCU. You can say I'm a Captain America fanboy, but like Falcon Winter Soldier, I liked it. Had its issues, but I liked it. It's really only an MC show I like, and I'm excited for Captain America 4. I'm down to see it. I prefer Russo brothers was coming back to direct Captain America 4.
I wish.
Oh, okay.
I want them to direct it, not this new dude. Whoever.
Maybe if
who's doing it?
It's the guy who did Cloverfield Paradox. Cloverfield, the second one.
Something like Jonah.
That's a good movie. The second one's arguably the best one in the whole series. Not the third one. If it's the third one, then you should worry.
Well, it's the Cloverfield Paradox one. It's the Paradox one.
Was Paradox was the space one? No.
Yeah, because that one's not. That one's
that one was garbage.
Yeah, it was the Cloverfield Paradox. That's the one he directed.
Julius.
Oh yeah. That's not good, man.
Yeah.
I thought
he's Nigerian.
Cloverfield Lane, because that's good.
Well, you see, I would say that it'd be like, oh my gosh, he directed some trash movies, but when it comes to doing a Marvel movie, you're gonna get to be able to direct it the way you want to, but you're still gonna have to stay in the lines of what Marvel wants. You know what I mean? So, I think it'll be fine.
It'll have the same script.
Also, the Cloverfield Paradox wasn't terrible as people make out. It just wasn't great. But what else has he done? Oh, is that it? I think that's it.
He hasn't done much like.
Oh no! I'm looking at Sorry, let me see what he's done.
Yeah, he ain't done that much big stuff.
Malcolm Spellman is still writing the movie. He wrote Falcon Winter Soldier.
Julius Honor, a black director. All right, I'm here for him.
Hey, look! I'm gonna give the brother a chance.
I'll give a brother a chance.
Fuck this up. Get the Russo brothers back. If you fuck this up, you better get the Russo brothers back because they know how to do Captain America. I'm not saying they know how to do Sam, but it would make the most sense to get the Russo brothers to continue Sam too, because they'll make Sam tight. They're gonna make Sam tight. He won't be weak. He'll know how to fight. He's gonna be tight. Trust me.
Maybe if they could anticipate this COVID delay and everything being broken apart, maybe the Russos could have fit the time to do this movie and then their new Avengers movie that we expect them to announce.
Well, from what it seems like, it looks like, well, they said it. Remember, they said it like years ago, around like when Endgame came out, they wanted to do Secret Wars.
Yeah.
If they're getting them for that, that's why I kind of don't want to see them do team up stuff no more. I just want to see them focus on certain grounded characters. Like, I'd love for them to take over for Spider-Man. I'd love for them to take over Captain America. I want to see them do a Wolverine movie. I think they can do a good Wolverine movie in the MCU.
Yo, there's two of them. We can't have one on one movie, one on another.
Oh no, they gotta both be together.
Why though?
Because they I think they might suck by themselves. Two heads is better than one for them. They're brothers.
Yeah, maybe.
That's why I did. Look, they're the Russo brothers for a reason. They're not. It's not Anthony or Joe. It's Anthony and Joe.
I forgot their names.
I think let me see. I think one of them did direct some of those Netflix movies. Let me see.
Oh, Agent Carter, I think.
I just want to see what one of the brothers directed specifically.
Oh, the Russo brothers want to do Wolverine. Then good, give it to them. Give Joss Whedon X-Men. He wrote the comic. He wrote like a solid, astonishing X-Men, a high-selling comic in 2004, all the way to 08. If that guy could write the comic, let him have at it. Same with Christopher Yost. Chris Yost wrote a couple of Marvel films, wrote a couple of Mandalorian episodes. Well, then have him be the screenwriter for an X-Men movie. You have them in the bullpen.
And yeah, I can see him doing a good X-Men movie too, because the Russo brothers, and I don't really blame them for it. I blame it because it's the formula. We know when they did Captain America: Winter Soldier, and even Civil War, aside from that airport sequence, the movies was fairly serious to an extent. Like they took their themes a lot serious. And Infinity War and Endgame, that's when like the Joss Whedon touch with the humor, all that touched upon it, and some of the tone was iffy. I think they can do X-Men. I honestly think they can do that. Like take that shit serious, take the topic at hand serious. This racism.
Oh, you mean who?
The Russo brothers. I think they can do an X-Men movie.
I wouldn't mind them. Out of all the Marvel directors, I'd take either the Russo brothers or whoever directed Black Widow, or in terms of the tone of what they did.
Yeah.
Whoever wrote Black Widow, maybe not necessarily the director.
I think that's Jack Schaefer. She wrote WandaVision also. And
after Stranger Things season 4, right? After Stranger Things season 4, the two Duffer brothers, because the 9th episode they directed, they made it a 2-hour, 30-minute movie. I think they can do some X-Men stuff. They can make some thriller, some horror, suspense, like some real spooky shit into the X-Men movies if they did it.
I'd give anything for like what studio, like A24, to own the rights to X-Men.
Dude, they'll give us a fucked up X-Men, not bad like fucked up, but a dark X-Men movie. We'll get something kind of disgusting. It might turn off audiences.
Yeah, kind of films I like.
Chill, Margaret, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
When they do bring the X-Men to the MC, do you think we will get comic accurate sentries like
no
the giant colossuses, or we get like the modified Days of Future Past sentries?
Sentinels? Those things?
Yeah.
Oh, we should get Sentinels. We should get the giant size ones. There's even ones where people would like work inside of the Sentinels, and they'd be like spying on the mutants at the mansion, and they'd be like, "No, we're here to protect you because there's so few of you. Wanda made it so like there's only 200 mutants. So here we are. We're gonna just guard Xavier's mansion." And there are people inside there watching girls in the shower and whatnot. Like it was nasty. They'll do those types of Sentinels because any chance to show you some sort of women in hardship, definitely happening.
Okay.
I really hope.
So why are you so silent at the moment?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to clean up at the same time. But I really hope that we get comic book accurate Sentinels. I really do.
We're not getting comic book accurate X-Men. We're not getting mutants the way that it's supposed to happen. Like you want accuracy?
Want them to do an animated movie. Y'all need to watch the 6th episode of this. That's kind of loosely takes the team from the animated series. Because let's keep it a buck. I mean, X-Men were big before the animated series, but that's when they blew up.
Yo, they like the theme from the animated series. Remember when we last heard it? It was in the Multiverse of Madness movie. Yeah, we heard the theme there, so that definitely means something, don't it?
Yeah, but you even saw Professor X's like the way they used to do his powers in the cartoons.
But you don't think we'll get accurate Sentinels though?
Nah, I don't think we're getting accuracy.
I'm not worried
a lot
about
of places.
Man. I want
Where
Gambit.
do you think the next time we hear the theme?
I want Gambit, goddammit. Gambit and Rogue. The real Rogue, not that pussy.
This is me too. I agree. I want a good Rogue and Gambit. Who do you think they'll put as the original X-Men in the first movie?
I think you should do just the OG team, like Bobby, Iceman, Beast before he gets
you're wrong.
They should.
I'm done with the OG X-Men. They were boring as a team. They weren't as good as
no. You do them for the first movie. The next movie, because it's a school, you get more students. And then the team gets bigger.
I'm done with all of that. I've been waiting.
That's how it should happen. It should be like
you've been waiting for a sliver, bro. I've been waiting. Like, what was it? I was like maybe 12 when the fucking X-Men cartoon came out. I've been waiting for a fucking live action thing of them for this long. I'm done. Just do the fucking animated series fucking team.
Like all 10 of them?
I agree with Nerdman. I think they're gonna go with the
movie. That's all I want. Wolverine, don't put him in the first movie.
I hope not, but I think if they're gonna go with the most popular ones, Wolverine's gonna be a part of it.
That's just money you're leaving on the table.
Yeah, but just don't center the whole fucking
thing around him. Exactly.
That's the thing. That's going to happen.
No, I don't.
Movie, he's going to be the most popular thing.
Yeah, but I don't think the MCU will actually make him overshadow everybody else. They usually have
That's the one good thing I think the MCU might do right.
Right, because they usually have a good way of giving each character good screen time and whatever. So I think that they'll balance it out better than the Fox stuff, because the Fox stuff was just Wolverine. You know what I mean?
Right.
For 17 years. But now, I think that Wolverine will be what Captain Marvel was in Endgame. He's going to come at the end and save the day.
Yeah.
It's abuse. Yeah. I liked it at first. I was like, yeah, that's dope. That's a dope Wolverine. But then I start watching the first movie and I'm like, wait a second, this whole fucking thing. And what I hated was they kept doing villains that were like Wolverine fucking clone. Like every movie he fought another Wolverine clone. He fought Lady Deathstrike. He fought Sabretooth. Then he fights what was the next one?
I don't himself. Even know he fought X-24.
He ended up fighting himself. That was the insult to injury. That was like, oh, now you're just taking the piss.
He fought Deadpool in Wolverine Origins. He fought Deadpool with no mouth, which is basically a regenerating guy with everyone's powers.
Yeah. And then he also fought his brother Sabretooth.
Well,
so it was just like, and then he fought a different version of Sabretooth in the first one. It was like, what the fuck is? I couldn't stand it, man. Like,
I agree because every other X-Men was back burner to him. You know what I mean? Like Cyclops, back burner. Storm, back burner. Rogue. Well, even though Rogue was trash, but I don't know.
She was trash in the movies.
Yeah. I want them to do, like you said, animated series X-Men. That's the team I want. I'll be good with that team.
I'll take that team, but we know we're gonna get more than just those like 7.
Yeah.
It was Jean, Cyclops, Gambit, Rogue, Beast, and Logan, and Logan.
Yeah,
and Professor X. Bro, whoever it is, they'll announce it.
I could have them even drop Jubilee or Jean Grey and save them for our next movie.
Jubilee and Storm. They're doing Storm because she's black, she's a woman, and this is 2022. Storm is happening.
I'd like them to get that proper, like an actual African woman, like from Kenya. You know, like with a Kenyan accent, like fucking, you know, like with the white hair. I just, man,
those don't exist with the white hair. Where are you gonna find the ones with the white hair?
It's part of a mutant gene power, man. Like,
but you made it sound like you needed to cast a Kenyan with white hair.
Go to Kenya and find a white-haired Kenyan.
No, I didn't say it's movie magic. I mean, they make fucking, you know.
I hope what you're asking for. I'd like for them to cast a new T'Challa, who's actually from South Africa, so that you know this accent will be seamless, and give another guy a chance who doesn't have an opportunity. You can scout in that part of the world and definitely represent. I think that would be my preferred.
From Africa, yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Oh damn.
They'll get someone whose ancestors are from Africa, like all of them. Everyone in Wakanda. Letitia Wright,
Hey, did you see the trailer for this new Jamie Foxx movie, Day Shift?
No.
It's fucking good. Actually.
Should we watch it?
Yeah,
you know the trailer for Mandalorian? Have you seen Mandalorian season 3's trailer? You don't watch Star Wars.
I haven't seen any.
There was a trailer for Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, it leaked online. They showed it at the convention, at Star Wars Celebration, but it's not until yesterday where like someone had a high quality leak online.
Really?
It was fantastic. Yeah, man, I can't believe how much footage they have.
It looked good.
Yeah, it looked like there was a war on Mandalore.
Yeah. Looks like that's what they're doing.
Get some 8-episode series, not that 6-episode stuff. Big Bro says, I think they're going to do that. I can see them doing that. Doing what? A black Magneto as Professor X? I don't know about that one, man. I prefer white characters to be white, black characters to be black. And so that way, we're not going to have what we had with Green Lantern. Here's my childhood story of Green Lantern, everybody. I'm watching the Justice League. First introduction to this Green Lantern. Never heard of Hal Jordan. I go, oh, look. There's a black superhero called, what's his name? John Stewart. Okay, John Stewart's black. Cool. That's my mindset. Black superhero, Green Lantern. I'm happy Green Lantern's a black superhero. La 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 la. Years later, in every other like iteration of DC animation and stuff, it starts being Hal Jordan, and I go, why did they change him? And I found out that this character, the Green Lantern, John Stewart's the second, and that disappoints me. And
yeah,
I
but
feel
Hal
like
Jordan isn't even the first.
Well, Alan Scott was the first,
but
but since they've rebooted,
for that mind state, you should just say like Alan Scott. Then, like it's like
it's not about whether it's Hal or Alan. It's about the fact that it's the fact that the black guy isn't the first, and he doesn't have ownership and sole identity with this brand here.
I get it.
And what I would like to have is for the black characters to be black.
Superheroes, but the whole thing of the Green Lanterns is they are the Green Lanterns. There's a core of them. There's like
from other planets.
Green Lanterns. It's like I don't. That critique doesn't apply to that shit. That's like
just saying, told you how it applies to it. It's not merely. It's not about story. It's not about like in story they've got reasons why other can talk over each other. It's not like too bad. It's like there's a planet here that gets a Green Lantern. There's a planet here that gets a Green Lantern, and in the fiction, it makes sense because that's the way that they wrote it. It doesn't contradict any rules. I'm not looking at it from that perspective. I'm looking at it from outside as just a fan, and there's these IPs, there's these properties, and the thing that I thought was a black guy isn't. It's actually like anyone can be it, and it started with 2 white guys first, and the third time they did it, it was a black guy. Nah, I prefer Static because Static's always been black. I preferred Icon, who's always been black. I don't want a black Superman.
I want trash, bro. Like that.
Well, I'm naming original characters who are not beholden to the past.
I really hate that argument so much. I hate when people talk about, it has to be white because it was white in the comics. To me, if the color of the person doesn't affect, the person itself, then I don't care. You can make Superman black to me.
It is the same for Cap.
You can make Professor X black for me, right? You can make
again. I agree with you. The only problem is I just don't agree with you on Superman. I think there's something. One, as I've always told you, because he's too iconic to do that with. He's so iconic.
That's not a reason, but okay. I even though I agree with you, I wouldn't change him.
When it's a lesser character, like that, most people don't even really like care about, and it's like it doesn't make. There's characters where you can update them, and it's.
You guys are making it seem like the race doesn't matter if it doesn't do with the story or nothing. Again, it's not about that. Yeah, Kansas, the region, all that shit. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we could invest millions of dollars in a marketing campaign on a character with black skin and have him be black in every iteration of his versions of him. Or we could take something like Superman, or like, you don't like that, Nerdman, so I'll say we're just on Green Lantern. We can do a lot of things for this Hal. Sorry, I keep stuttering because I'm not familiar with the Green Lantern, but like with John Stewart and stuff, you could give all this money and do John Stewart everything, John Stewart everywhere. But the fact is, he is not the sole owner of the Green Lantern brand. I would rather prefer, if you're gonna do the movie and do the marketing, that it's for some character who's always been black, like the Black Panther, for example?
Well, I think
like
the
Falcon?
Green Lantern movie they were going to do, the Green Lantern movie, which I had no problem with, was they were going to make it a buddy cop. Like these were two guys,
John and Hal.
They've already done a Hal Jordan movie anyway, so it's established.
Well, I understand. Yeah, I get why they would do a John Stewart.
A buddy cop thing. And I thought, yeah, that sounds interesting. I'd love like a team between Hal Jordan and John Stewart. That would be cool, because they are. You have to understand, John Stewart, just like you said, became super popular because of that animated series.
It means nothing to me, right? Because like, none of the popularity and every reason you guys are throwing at me, region, or doesn't matter about if it changes the character. That doesn't change the fact that we could be creating the next big hit superhero that has just always been black, and instead we're using white characters as legacies and white characters as brands.
I think both things can be done. I think it's lazy. I think it's lazy to just try and change white characters into black characters. But then there are characters where I look at it and go, well, actually, maybe even the creator himself, who, if he wasn't writing in the 1940s and would have been investigated for like being some kind of communist conspirator, if he made a black superhero, right? Maybe he would have even made that character black. Like Hawkman, like the whole fucking thing is Egyptian.
Yeah.
The whole thing is about an Egyptian kind of like mythology.
And it was inaccurate at the time to do that, yes? And then we can talk about Miles, how in the Ultimate Comics, the thought was if we did a young teenager from New York.
Make that character black, or you could make that character Egyptian, and it would make sense of the character, and it would actually improve the character. Because these characters, a lot of them that I'm talking about, I'm not talking about fully formed, fully fleshed out characters like Superman, or Wonder Woman, Batman. These are fully formed, loads of mythos, loads of comics. They're fully formed characters. They've been fully formed for like 60, 70 years now. Hulk, Spider-Man, those kind of characters.
Yeah, and I thought about Banner and I thought about Parker when you said those names.
Hawkman for long periods of time, right, hasn't even had a comic, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's literally, funnily enough, he's literally an artifact or whatever you want to call it from a bygone era. Like Hawkman just will show up sometimes in a cameo in a Justice League thing. He's not that significant, right? So
it'd be better and it would be accurate if they darkened his skin up and they said, "Oh, this would make more sense." That'd be nicer.
No. What I'm saying, not even that. What I'm saying is, when you have characters like that, I don't personally think, "Oh, I want them to make that character black." I just don't care if they make that character black, because no one cares about that character anyway, really. Like maybe there's 5, like how many Hawkman major fans around the world who've been clamoring to see Hawkman have his own movie. There are some, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not like that many, so if somebody comes around and like does a movie where they're like making sense of him, of his origin, where his story comes from, that he's supposed to be an Egyptian god, then I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. The guy back then didn't write it like that. The comic's been out of, if he was so popular, that comic would have been running, there would have been a Hawkman comic this whole time.
So when someone is unpopular enough, you can switch their skin color at so what, you guys weren't supporting it before, so what about now? If that's your argument, if that's your case,
why are you getting angry now that they've changed the color if you didn't even care that his comic has been out of commission for fucking the last? I
can explain why. Because once you do the race swap and you finally have him with accurate, he's got dark skin, and then we open up a comic and we go, oh wait, look, it's actually a white guy. Hawkman is a white guy. Hawkman started off as a white guy. That's terrible. What I want is for the character to have the same consistent skin color all the way through. When you swap them
off as white guys, do you understand?
Then make new ones, or find ones that are unpopular that have dark skin, because they exist. DC and Marvel have so many characters. You
are saying, this is what you're saying, Chillmonger.
Hey, what am I saying?
All the black people who have supported comic books over the years, all the black people who have created and developed all of the white characters as well, not just the black characters, but the white characters. There've been a ton. Like this whole animated universe off of the backs of two brothers. If you don't fucking know, look it up.
You can say Dwayne McDuffie and Reginald Hudlin.
Yeah, exactly.
Those you don't know.
Guys. No, I know you know, but I'm just saying, like other people. Those people have contributed massively to the fucking industry. Fucking Jeff Johns, he looks white, he's Lebanese. He's contributed massively to the industry. You're telling them that, oh yeah, you know what? We don't care about your contribution. We don't care about anything. All the black people who've put money into comics. You are not welcome in our movies. You are not welcome.
Whoa, Chillmonger isn't saying they're not welcome. Chillmonger is I'm welcoming the characters. Oh, tell me what I'm saying.
No, I'm just going to finish the point. That's what it's not what you're saying directly, but what that infers, yeah, is when you think about it, you're saying that you can't change any character in the Batman mythos, not even fucking Commissioner Gordon because he was drawn white originally.
Yeah, I prefer Commissioner Gordon to stay white because he was white all the time.
Playing the Batman sandbox.
So you're telling me that because listen, if DC is gonna do a movie with all white people in Gotham, which is what I would prefer if they're gonna do a what's his name, Commissioner Gordon, I'd prefer if he was white. And if they're doing Selena Kyle, is Selena Kyle white, black? What is she supposed to be in comics? She's white. She's white. Well, she's both.
She's been both.
Mm-hmm. She has been both.
When she started, what was she when she started? White, yeah. So basically, that movie, the way
white dude,
the way Killmonger would want that movie to be is just consistently all white people. Now, does that mean I want like no dark people, skinned people at all? No, that's not true at all. Because what I want to balance it out is I want for DC to make a Black Adam film where it has a proper amount of dark skinned people. What I want is for DC.
Let's go into that, Killmonger. Black Adam when he first appeared, white guy. Secondly,
okay, then I thought he was always dark skinned.
When he first appeared, all the characters around him, white people.
Okay, I'm ignorant to that. I'll use a better example then. I want Icon and Rocket. I want the Static character. I want characters like Cyborg. Let's do something with him. If we're gonna do people in or characters, don't swap the skin of what a white guy was to black guy. And let me get back to Kendall, who said something about, sorry, bro, you lost me with the Green Lantern argument. It's a mantle, bro. I understand that there's a mantle of Green Lanterns all across the galaxy, and they're like the space police. I get that. That is the case in the fiction, in storyline. That is what and it makes sense, and it's perfectly acceptable for people of all skin colors and countries. Simon Bass, what's the other one? What's the Teen Lantern one? Jessica Cruz. All of them can be Green Lantern.
Let me
ask you a question.
People understand me.
What I want is for when we talk about superheroes like the Green Lantern, is for them to have a consistent look and an image and ownership of their own property, and that's outside of the fiction. That's when you step back and you look at it as a not a fan, as a fan of the IP, and you can associate the brand with the skin color because there's only ever been one Static, and they'll never change that to a white guy or one Black Panther. I can't imagine a white guy being T'Challa. You know, that's preferred. And so I'm not saying, oh, well, if you do that, then you can't have black folks in movies. No, I'm saying let's have black movies. Let's take these characters from obscurity, which is where they are, and do movies with them and spend the money on them and make them household names. Because Spider-Man was nothing before this song.
Yeah, and I after just
I just had a quick.
I want to reply to this. Black Adam was white, damn mellow or WZ because
I just had a quick question.
I want to make.
If they take Jim Gordon, make him black, but they don't change his character, what's the issue?
It's the fact that this
he's still Jim Gordon, though.
Do you wait? Didn't I have to talk with you before? Didn't I make a joke like the skin color is relevant of a cop? Like, isn't it?
Well, I don't remember. Probably, I don't remember. But was
Jim Gordon? Did you not like him as Jim Gordon?
But I'm just saying, if he still embodies Jim Gordon, who cares what color?
Well, yeah, once the movie happens, I can watch it and I can go, yeah. Like same with Domino. Zazie Beetz played Domino when it's supposed to be Nina Goodman. What's her name?
Domino wasn't white. Domino had white bleach white skin and black eyes. You didn't know what she was. She could have been any race.
Yeah, but the hair color wasn't like stiff, or it was like a straight hair color. Hair color. I mean style.
But go on.
I forgot the point I was making. I can enjoy Commissioner Gordon, sure, once the movie starts, good performance and everything. But I'm talking about as far as like, if you want to prop up black characters, having Commissioner Gordon and someone with dark skin didn't help anything. That didn't help the brand popularity of Commissioner Gordon, because in every other iteration he's gonna be white. So okay, for this one movie you weren't racist. For this one movie you weren't exclusionary with your casting. But in everything in the past, Commissioner Gordon's always been white. He's gonna be white again. What are you advancing? I want to have sustainable.
No, I agree with you. I'm not saying that, but there's another. But I don't think secondary characters. I just think whatever, Lois Lane, Commissioner Gordon, all of these.
And that's pretty high. That's pretty high tiers. Lois Lane and Commissioner Gordon.
I understand that, but for me, it's not the same as changing Superman's race, because he's the main iconic character. When you want to do different things around Superman, you want to change what Metropolis looks like, or with Batman, you want to change what Gotham looks like, depending on the iteration, and depending on the iteration, you change how his secondary characters and even villains function around him. So that's why I don't mind race swapping like secondary characters, villains. I think that's a different thing from the main superhero. But again, you're right. Even if they made Lois Lane black or Asian for the next movie, the movie after that she's going to be white again. It's not.
Yeah, so what are you really doing? How in the hell are you helping your black?
Here's the thing. I think that's important about this is like, look, in the end, it's giving black actors jobs and a chance to perform at a high level.
You know what else would give a black actor a job? If they did a movie with a black superhero.
You're saying should. They're not doing that yet.
Yeah, then they're wrong for that. So, and they're wrong.
We need to get off our asses and make that happen by being writers and fucking directors and all of that kind of stuff. We need to do that.
I think we can also buy tickets to the black movies, which we did for Black Panther 1. But we did it for Black Panther 1. We did do it. When it happened, we supported it. It was 1.3 billion.
But certainly there ain't no characters in Black Panther that are as famous or as well known as Commissioner Gordon, right? Or as
there's no
there's no secondary character that we know now, like, oh, we know him like fucking Lois Lane or something like that. Hopefully in future, as things go on, and
how are we going to get there in the future? And how do we get there in the future? What's it going to take? What's it going to take in the future for Wakabi and Shuri and M'Baku to get there? It's going to take some proper representation and continued
I think
spotlight.
It's also getting different actors and different flavors of people to perform that role, right? And that's where you go, oh, okay,
different
so
flavors
side to Shuri, and you can have a slightly different side to Shuri, right? Like when you get like, oh, Michael Caine is playing Alfred once, and then you get like who was the next guy? This new guy, I can't even remember his name, like Gollum or whatever.
I don't know that character.
So I don't know what I don't know. I know his name, but it's Andy Serkis, right?
Oh, okay.
You get different flavors of people playing it in different ways, but they keep the essence of the character still, and that's how I think you make the characters blossom into iconic characters, where it's like, oh, I like what Michael Caine did, but I've got a different take, and I want to, actors will want to bring their own A game to those kind of characters.
You're making a case.
What happened with the Batman, and that's why I'm saying that's specifically why I'm saying you shouldn't exclude black actors from that, because for instance, every great, like good white actor gets to perform as the Joker, right? Like, like you get Joaquin Phoenix, you get all of these things. Who knows? Like maybe there's a black actor out there who would smash it as fucking Joker. And I don't think we should do that with Batman, because I think it's too gimmicky.
What the fuck?
No, because I think that's too. That's a.
I was almost.
Yeah,
but what your point is that a black character will never get the chance to bleed Joker. You were saying, and I'm like, yeah, I can see how there would be an actor who would want to do that, and how creatively like limiting my philosophy is right now. And then you open your mouth and you said he can't be Batman either. I'm like, what? The same reason why a black actor should be.
Because I think Joker doesn't have to be white. There's nothing that's about the Joker as a character that feels like that character.
Oh, but Batman has to be old money, so Batman has to be white.
I feel it's a little bit. It would be a little bit distracting.
Okay,
it'd be a little tiny bit distracting.
But we're this far into the future. We're this far into the future, 2022, where yeah, Batman would still have to be white, but maybe like 40 years from now. When we get there, I mean, in America,
sense and it's not distracting or whatever. But again, I still think like when you're talking about iconic superheroes,
yes.
So
should Jonathan Majors not be Kang?
The world kind of fits around them, right? It's not. They're the center of the world. Those supporting characters, their villains, are the reflections of whatever the director is trying to say about their world. So if, for instance, there's some director who just is like, oh, we're gonna make the Joker something else. We're gonna like have it like I don't know how to put it, but like they even did it with movie Suicide Squad, where the Joker wasn't the gangster Joker. He wasn't the the anarchist
Jared Leto Joker, the emo Joker.
Yeah, I know it wasn't great, but I'm just saying he played a much more like street gang kind of version of the Joker.
All right.
Like it was like there was a kind of element of, it wasn't done well, but again, he was more like, you saw him, he was like one of those kind of, street thug kind of,
Yeah, he was different. Like, I put it that way, and it was a different take, and I get that point. Let me get to normies to nerds here. So because you want those, we can't get a black Commissioner Gordon. I think I touched on that one. I'd love to have a black commissioner. It'd be great. Hey, comic book writers, right now, get busy, make a commissioner, start including black people in the Batman mythos. Let's get that done there, and then we can adapt those guys on screen. And I'd be like, this is awesome.
You're saying now we want a replacement for Gordon who's a black commissioner.
Oh, I just used
What about like you just said Green Lantern? You don't like that?
Okay, he wouldn't be Commissioner Gordon. He would be a new commissioner.
Yeah, John Stewart's a new Green Lantern.
Yes, that's a good point there. Except that's like a superhero.
And you like Kamala Khan, by the way. You're contradicting yourself all over.
The Ms. Marvel thing has a whole different superpower set than Kamala does from Carol. And then Kendall says here that isn't there a Static Shock project still in the works with MG? Yeah, that's not coming out, but yeah, that's happening. And then you said, so should Jonathan Majors not be Kang because Jonathan Majors has dark skin and Kang the Conqueror in comics has white skin. This is what I would say no to that. I don't want Jonathan Majors to be Kang. He is though. I'll still enjoy his performance and see what Nerdman was saying that we will get, and that'll be fun to watch and everything. He shouldn't be. You know what? I'm chasing a high. I'm chasing a high I got in 2018 in February when I saw Black Panther and I saw everybody on screen with the exception of the villain and Everett Ross. Everyone who's black is actually black, and I go, ooh, I need more of that, because right now what that comic did, what the movie did, is it made Killmonger get a limited series now. It made every character in that story, in the movie, way more important in the comics that I open up today. It elevated everybody, and I want to chase that high again and that happiness feeling that I had.
That doesn't mean because one guy drew a character white first.
That is what it means. It means that character is white. When they draw Magneto as a white guy, he's white.
Who's now often kind of seen as black.
I mean,
well, he's a shapeshifter. He's actually green.
Should he have been voiced by a black guy?
I don't care about the voice thing. Actually, I feel like the voice thing is like a talent. So if you can impersonate other people, good for you. Look, I think voice and skin color are different.
Yeah.
He did it.
Voice acting, cool, your look, skin color don't matter, because a lot of women voice dudes in animation.
Yep. Simpsons.
Yeah, but he did it as he gave the Martian kind of African kind of like accent
Yeah, John Stewart is black.
No, I'm talking about
Marshall. I mean, yeah, he's black. That's a brother. He green.
That's a brother, right? He's a brother now.
He sounds like a brother.
He was a white
Kendall,
before,
we're not waiting for.
He made it more interesting.
Kendall said, "Wait 40 years for those characters to become fan favorites." It didn't take 40 years for the Black Panther and its characters to become fan favorites. All they did was they put money behind it. They advertised it. They got Kendrick Lamar.
Black Panther isn't like a. He was a.
Don't tell me he was an A-lister or a B-lister.
I'm not going to say. I was just about to say.
Then it can be done.
What lister? He is at least the C to D lister.
Fine. Then the new movie of a D-lister of an E-lister. Then if they do it for another character, it won't make $1.3 billion. Maybe it'll only make 700 million. That's a success story.
Killmonger.
Black Panther is not an anomaly. Black Panther is only an anomaly because they only did it once. Let's see. When's the next time they do it?
Outside of Spawn,
I'm arguing with
Black
Kendall.
Panther is the biggest black superhero in comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like originally black superhero in comics.
Yeah, I wasn't even considering the ones that weren't originally black. I understand what you mean, yeah.
So in that sense, you're talking like the other characters you're thinking of. All right, Static Shock. I'll give you Static Shock. The other ones you're talking about would either have to be Vixen. Maybe I'll even give you
Monica Rambeau, Luke Cage.
Monica Rambeau is a copy. She was actually the original. Funnily enough, she was the original.
Bro, I don't even want to.
She was the first female Captain Marvel.
She was the first one. She was
Billy Batson was Captain Marvel. Then they used Marvel because they're like, "Oh, we're company's called Marvel. We should have a Captain Marvel too." And then they needed the name to be used, or else the copyright would expire. So they gave it to this Monica Rambeau chick. It's really nothing to do with the powers. The powers are different. The name just happens to be the same. It's not like she is the captain of this country that's called Marvel, and so was Marvel, and so become Carol Danvers. It's just the name, and there's nothing to it. Sorry.
Look, real quick. As far as the skin color stuff, I'm like this. Every creator intended for a character to look, act a certain way. Now, over time, people can come in and adapt and do somewhat of whatever you want. Because mind you, you're taking somebody else's work. It's not your original work. You're taking somebody else's work, and you're doing whatever you want. So there has to be some lines. Got to be some lines there. If it's your own original stuff, do whatever the fuck you want. You know, George Lucas made Star Wars. He can do whatever the hell he wants with that shit. If he want to make lightsabers, not cut through stuff, he can do it. It's his shit. But when it comes to adapting someone else's work, there got to be some. Like, for example, I had this conversation on Twitter today. Someone brought up a good point. Superman was made by 2 Jewish people, right? And if you notice in the media, ever since, I'll say Richard Donner Superman, a lot of people try to equate Superman with Jesus. But Superman is supposed to be a reflection of Moses, not Jesus.
No, he isn't supposed to be a reflection.
Well, not a reflection, but like a comparison.
In character, he is more like Jesus.
Right, which is, you know, I can understand. I can see it. I can understand. I can see it.
An eye for an eye, you know, kind of thing. Like, so, and that's not Superman, man. That's not what they made Superman to be. So,
right, and that's the thing. I totally understand it. But then people, even though people nowadays, and say Zack Snyder the most, but a lot of Christian stuff all over Superman in his movies, it's like, you know, the character's made by 2 Jewish people. I'm not saying you can't put your own spin on it or do whatever you want, but this was made by 2 Jewish people who intended for this character to relate to, kind of be more like Moses or bounce off of Moses, you know? Not you taking your thing and erasing what they did and putting your belief over this belief.
I don't think he was made to be like Moses or Jesus, though.
Well, no, it's not. They didn't make it to be like just like Moses.
A coincidence that writers have seen since.
Nah,
and then
their Jewish upbringing had something to do with it.
Yeah, the way they grew up, the way they wrote Jesus is based off how they grew up, how they see life, their religions, all that. Everything about them has something to do with Superman. Yeah. You know, like with the black hair, a lot of Jewish, but all that and stuff. It's just, in my honest opinion, the one thing we need to do more of is making our own original shit. And I understand it's going to take some. I understand it's going to take some time, and it's going to be some struggles. It's going to take years. Because for Peter Parker Spider-Man, it took him over 60 years to get to where he's at. A lot of these characters take a long time. Yes,
they've had a huge, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're coming behind them,
right? Yes, even though they was made by white people.
Long. But I agree with you guys. I do agree that has to be done. But don't pretend like Black Panther just came out of nowhere. He's a character that's fairly well known. I mean, it's not
comic circles.
Out of all the black superheroes, he was well known as a black superhero.
I'm talking, bro. In the $1.3 billion that movie made, a lot of people didn't know who he was. But the people who make up the box office, who contribute to the success, the normies who are just not comic book people, they make so much of that money. Their numbers are so large that it's so, like, the amount of comic book people who know Black Panther, it's minuscule. Maybe like 1,000 people know, for example, 100,000 people know who the Black Panther is from comics, and 1,000 people know who, like, Static is from the comics. Well, when you compare that to, like, what the movie audience is, they're both minuscule. It doesn't really matter.
And look, for example, most of black people,
you can compare that to any character outside of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Hulk,
which is
Spider-Man, and the X-Men. Like, any character who isn't called that, like, was basically, like, unknown to the audience. I know the MCU juggernaut can do a lot. It can get away with a lot, but, like,
they did Guardians of the Galaxy. They're doing Hercules. They're giving a lot of characters a chance who just happen to not to all be white guys.
The MCU brand at the moment, they're feeling themselves.
Feel yourself with Monica Rambeau. Feel yourself with Luke Cage.
I think it's going to hurt them eventually, but, like, that being said, they're on. It doesn't matter what film they bring out. Like, now, it's going to make, a good 200 to 300 million, like, just open.
Yes, that's right. So why don't we put $200 million behind a character who just isn't white and do what happens?
Yeah, but you're saying that about DC. You're saying that DC, all of them should do.
Well,
and I'm saying
it is a difference. It's a different setting. Yeah.
What I was advocating.
We are getting Blade. That's right, Kendall. And I'm all Blade.
I was advocating for them to either bring out a Jon Stewart movie or a Vixen movie right after Black Panther. DC. I don't know why they didn't greenlight. Like, Marvel, MCU was smart enough to go, "Ooh, Wonder Woman, right? We're doing that." Like, straight away, they were like, "Okay."
That's technically not how it happened. Technically, Ike Perlmutter was preventing a woman superhero because that wouldn't sell, and then in 2015, Feige got to be president of Marvel Studios, and that separated, and then that's when he put Captain Marvel in the plans.
She was supposed to be but they took
didn't Feige
that shit was fast tracked because of Wonder Woman, dude.
It was.
Captain Marvel was coming.
Get out of here, dude. I know he was in
I'm just reporting the truth.
Cut her out. She was in it. They cut her out. But they had a different actor. It wasn't Brie Larson.
Didn't Kevin Feige almost leave because they didn't want to do those diverse movies?
Yes, that was 2015.
Right, he almost left. Right, he was like, he wanted to do Black Panther. He wanted to do Captain Marvel, and they were like, no, they won't sell.
Ike Perlmutter, the really rich guy who's on the top of Marvel Entertainment, that guy.
No, I'm not, dude. I don't deny that that he was trying to do whatever. I'm not saying that he was like just some opportunist or something. What I'm saying is, when they saw the success of Wonder Woman, everyone in Marvel got on board and was like, "Oh yeah, all right, bang, we want one of those ourselves."
That's only true.
And I'm saying DC
wasn't announced.
Stupid. Yeah. I'm saying DC are stupid for not riding that wave of Black Panther and going, "Oh, okay, fuck it. What have we got? Because I'm sure there were people who already wanted to do a black superhero anyway. Let's pull out a Vixen movie. Let's pull out a fucking."
I think Jon Stewart would have been the best one to do as a Black Panther, right? If you're saying that, Nerdman. Vixen, yeah, maybe, but I think Jon Stewart would have been the one to
you
do.
Would, you would use a white guy to elevate the brand of Green Lantern. Okay,
I think
I wouldn't.
Vixen, the only reason I
you would
say
use a black guy to elevate the brand
is because she actually is like her origin story is set in Africa.
What about
set in like some futuristic Africa? It's set in like how Africa is at now. So she's dealing with like them in the more
nowadays
realistic kind of, and it would have fit in with DC's brand then. Like they could have done like more of a modern take on actually the problems that are actually happening in the existing Africa, and her going and trying to help out with that. Like
what about Steel? You think Steel could have worked?
You know what I mean? Like her story kind of revolving, or at least opening up people's eyes to certain things like that, whereas it could have just been a kick-ass action story, but she has to deal with that along the way, like, oh shit, there's like this, certain things happening in Africa. Right?
Oh, we went way over time. We were supposed to end this earlier. So I'm Googling Steel. He debuted in 1993 in a Superman comic. Is he a knockoff Superman? Oh, he's got the S.
He's inspired by when Superman died in Superman Doomsday. All these other Supermen popped up and wanted to, basically Superman was gone. They felt inspired, wanted to be heroes too. It was kind of, in a sense, a battle of like the mantle, kind of Nerdman.
Oh yeah, man. As soon as I hear the word mantle, no.
I wouldn't say it was a battle. It was like a battle of who, finna be like Superman. Like who's gonna?
But I think there was a few different Superman. Yeah, I think Steel kind of works though, because it's not like a passing of the torch. He decided to build his own suit. You know what I mean? And got his hammer. Like he has no powers. Nothing. He has no powers that Superman has.
He doesn't have his own villains, dude. He doesn't have his own city.
Yeah, but I mean, they could find somebody to give him a villain. I guess I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying you have to pick characters like that, like especially in DC that are strong enough. Because Vixen, funnily enough, you might not know this, she does have her own villains. She does have her own city. She does have her.
Put that in a.
But like, why don't you give him a job as an already established black person? Like, the shit is there. It's like if we had Shang-Chi, and then Kevin Feige had an option between Shang-Chi or Doctor Strange. He was like, Shang-Chi won't sell. We're gonna make our Asian actor Doctor Strange. Go ahead.
I don't want that.
Motherfucker, Shang-Chi right there. You put an Asian actor at the forefront.
Shang-Chi didn't sell.
Pandemic, nerd.
Come on, bro.
And China.
Come on, bro.
The movie didn't play in China.
Don't do that.
Pandemic.
It wasn't like that at that time.
It was September 21.
Pandemic.
Dude, Spider-Man came out a few months after
December.
that.
Spider-Man's a lot more popular,
and it was Christmas.
And all the rumors, Andrew Toby returning. If Shang-Chi didn't have all that,
Multiverse
Batman came out like in bad times, still made more than Shang-Chi. Dude, look,
it's Spider-Man.
Batman.
Nerdman. If replace Spider-Man No Way Home with a Batman movie with Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, what's a multiverse movie, Ben Affleck and Val Kilmer Batman all in one movie. That's just making as much as No Way Home.
I'm not. It's not going to make as much as No Way Home.
It's going to make as much.
I was confident.
Put in Joker. Let's say Heath Ledger was alive. You throw Heath Ledger in there, Jack Nicholson, all the villains, every single Batman.
Not with the MCU fan base, bro. They're rabid. They're rabid over.
Well, they are. You know. They
stop it.
I thought DC fans will come out and represent, but they ain't shit, man. They're dead to me. Fuck you if you're a DC fan. Unsubscribe from me. You guys, man. Apart from WZ is cool.
I feel you though.
The jaded fanboy.
Thor: Love and Thunder made more than the Batman.
You're damn right.
No, it didn't. How much that shit?
Opening weekend.
Opening weekend.
Man, we don't care about the opening. Let's see.
But the Batman was fucking garbage.
It's better than the Thor: Love and Thunder.
Better than any superhero movie that's
No, it's not.
And this is the truth. This is the sad truth, right? People have been exposed to the Batman. they are exposing these MCU movies. They're like, wow, I can't. I just walked out this amazing movie, The Batman, and why is my Thor: Love and Thunder not as good as the Batman? We spoiled them. That's what we do at DC. We
ruined them. I know.
No.
I'll take the impact over the box office. It's had its because I know every time they walk into one of their trash MCU movies now,
they're like, why can it be like Matt Reeves?
Ain't nobody want MCU to follow the Nolan or Matt Reeves movies. We don't want that crap. That is bullshit. Real life fucking garbage. Fake superhero shit.
Fake news.
You know what I mean? Nobody wants that crap.
Dude, you're reeling, bro.
See, Kendall, while you was asleep, everybody around you, they was like, "Oh my gosh, vengeance!" It was like that. You know, you was sleeping, right? But you know, you just an anomaly out of the people that was there that was happy, cheering. They was happy. They was like, "Oh my gosh, Batman!" When he revved up his engine, vroom vroom. Everybody was doing the vroom vroom sounds. He revved up his engine. People loved the Batman.
The young jock.
Even my kid fell asleep during the Batman. The only thing that was good with that Batman movie is the fucking theme song.
Real men.
Is the theme song.
I know he's got good genes. I know that he's sensible. One day your son's gonna wake up. He's in that age now. He's not prepared.
He's been past that age, bro. He knows good. He knows good movies, and he was like, "Batman is not one of it. Batman is not it."
They're all gonna wake up.
We were in the movie. And I woke up. I looked at him. I woke up. And he's like, "I don't even know what the hell's going on right now." Because I'm like, yeah, bro, this movie's trash.
The biggest MC chill here to slander the Batman.
And I'm like Kendo. I fell asleep during the Batman too.
What are you lying for? You like the Batman?
See.
I do not.
This is the thing, right? This is the thing, right?
When
I watched Thor: Love and Thunder, I swear, when I watched that, I was looking at it, and they was using the same technology Matt Reeves was using. The LED technology, a little screen and stuff. I was like, man, Taika Waititi won't want to be Matt Reeves so bad. I was like, damn, you're trying to be Matt Reeves, but so much worse. Taika, dang.
See, I'm not one of these guys that sit here and act like everything Marvel does is fucking great, because it's not. Thor: Love and Thunder was garbage. But I will watch that over the Batman any day. I will never watch that Batman movie again. I will never watch that Batman again.
Also, you cannot tell me that you'll watch that scene again with Thor, like, give these kids power. And I know you would never watch that Sesame Street shit again.
I'll watch that. I will watch that over the Batman any day.
Yeah, you also watch Sesame Street over the Batman any day.
Yes, I would. You were damn right. I would watch fucking Sesame Street over the Batman.
When I watched that scene in Thor: Love and Thunder when Thor gave the kids the powers
for a limited time,
I swear, I thought about the Magic School Bus.
Yo, dude.
The Magic Thunderbolt.
Exactly. It was.
Stop it. Again, it was silly because I say
I'm glad. MCU fans, I'm proud of you. You're even sticking up for your trash movies. They're good.
They do. I give them props for that.
I'll give you.
Nerman was correct about that. Nerman was correct. You are correct about that. Look, even though some movies do end up being bad, like. A lot of fans nowadays, especially DC fans, they see one thing. They see one thing like, "Oh, you killed my Hal Jordan. Fuck this movie." Like they be doing that shit. I'm like, bruh, it's just one thing. You want to see the whole thing destroyed? Yeah, just one thing. I understand. If it's like multiple things, that's different. But if it's one slight thing, you're like, why is my Batman not buff? Why is my Batman kind of slim? This movie trash. Like, what the fuck? Like,
well, I do think Batman should be bulky. He's Batman. Get in the gym, guys. Like, you're getting paid millions to do this job.
He was fine. He was bulky enough, bro. Like,
could have been more.
It didn't. There was nothing wrong.
Hey,
in the end of the day,
Ron Pattinson's a real actor. He didn't want to take steroids. He didn't feel like taking steroids like Chris Hemsworth did.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yo, that scene in Thor: Love and Thunder, right?
Jacked.
Yo, this dude Hemsworth was ripped, bro. I was like, yo, yeah. I was like, yo, he's ripped, man. You know what I mean?
No, because he's playing Hulk Hogan, isn't he? That's in the,
Is he?
In the Hulk Hogan biopic.
Nah, they asked him a question in an interview for this movie. They asked him about that, and like he gave a very wishy-washy answer, like it's not gonna happen. I think he probably heard about the tape and stuff. Maybe he wasn't aware at the time, but I don't think he's gonna do that movie now.
What? I thought it was filming already.
No, it's not filming. No.
What tape?
The tape in like 2005. Remember the audio that leaked?
He said that he was going to do it after.
I know. Maybe he didn't know it. Maybe he got the backlash of it, and he goes, "Oh, I can't do a Hulk Hogan movie."
No, but the Hulk Hogan movie is going to be about the steroids trial. It's not even going to be making Hulk Hogan look like in a good light or anything. It's about like the whole trial with the WWE and the steroid scandal.
You're making a case. I get you, but like the negativity towards playing Hulk Hogan is something he just doesn't want. Like that can go to somebody else. You're right. Like the story won't actually have to deal with glorifying him and everything, and it'll be
not like they're doing like a Hulk Hogan. Oh, look how great Hulk Hogan was in the 80s. Like
maybe that's
like,
maybe
an American hero or something like that. I think it's more, like trying to do the background to that court case. So, I don't know.
Do you know Chris Van Vliet?
No.
It was the interviewer who asked him, so never mind. If you look him up, you'll see him ask him about the Hulk Hogan movie, and Hemsworth will be like, "Oh, I don't know," basically a non-answer.
Interesting.
Feige told. See, that's my thing. Look, Chris Hemsworth, he want to branch out. He want to be his own man. And Feige told him, "No, little boy, you my Thor. Get on your knees and be my Thor." See, that's the problem with Kevin Feige. He's a controlling man. He's a despicable, evil. Man. He's a devil incarnate.
Is that true though?
Feige At least he does successful movies and then keeps them fucking going.
It might be. He probably couldn't. I don't know when a biopic comes out, but if he couldn't film it while doing Thor 4, then that makes sense.
Right.
He's not filming like nothing right now, so he should be good.
Yeah,
Rogue, I love Hulk Hogan, don't get me wrong.
Oh no, he's probably
not him personally, but like the character he played, I fucking from the 80s, I love glorifying him. I don't think it's trying to make him like look like an awful person or anything, but I think it's like a very specific story they're telling about the WWF.
Yeah, but now that Hogan shows up in WrestleMania crowds and gets booed, and that's the negative publicity or the association with Hulk Hogan is something Hemsworth doesn't want.
Maybe, and then there's the Vince McMahon thing as well recently.
And see,
the film centered around him and Vince McMahon. So,
and look, that's the thing, right? Actors, if that's the case, actors having to fear like the opinions. It happened when Scarlett Johansson tried to play a trans character, right? She's acting. But everyone's like, oh no, you need to get a trans person to play this person. What the fuck? It's acting. They'll make her look trans if they need to. Like
they're like how I am.
And then she backed out because of the response. I'm like, no, you're acting. There's people who play what's that movie with Quentin Tarantino?
Django?
No, with the Nazis. Shit.
Indigenous bastards.
Inglorious bastards.
Inglorious bastards.
Whoa, Anzo. Okay.
My bad. My bad.
Indigenous.
I was like, I thought you were joking. You were serious.
You were not wearing orange on July 6th.
That's a fucking movie right there.
But see, majority of people in the movie playing Nazis, and everybody hates Nazis. Like majority of people hate Nazis. Some people sympathize with them, but majority of us here hate Nazis. But they still play them because it's acting. It's not like they're really Nazis. If they was really Nazis, that's a different story.
Yeah, kind of like a black person playing Gordon. It's not like he's really playing Gordon. He's not like really Gordon. He's just playing him, right?
Acting.
It's just a fucking role.
Yeah. Well, you see, no.
I think actually there's more argument to be made for trans people. Not that I agree with it, but there's more argument to be made by trans people. That why are like women like who aren't trans taking our jobs? Then somebody drew a comic character once this color, so he must be.
Well, Nerman, it kind of depends what they have him. If they're like going with a trans man or a trans woman, you have like men who transition into women. Some of them that look like women, and you have some that really don't. So,
I agree.
Maybe for that they was going the idea we want a trans person that actually looks like a fully transitioned woman. So,
but
get Scarlett Johansson.
But then that's what I'm saying. So,
but to be honest with you, I get it. I get what they want, right? But sometimes you gotta go with like who's a better actor. You know what I mean? And just because it's a trans person doesn't necessarily mean they're a good actor or they can play the role.
Well, there's got to be some good trans actors.
No, for sure. That's
the problem.
There might be some good ones out there.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
The best thing to do would be to have like either a big star in a supporting role and have the trans actor play the main role, or vice versa. Like you can
Elliot Page,
so that Scarlett Johansson can play a trans person alongside, like an actual trans person who's like part of the movie as well. But if it's just like, oh, we're going to make movies about trans people, and then they're just not going to be involved in front of the screen. Like,
Kendall, I get that, but
that is kind of like, it's bordering. It's bordering for me because I do respect acting and I like to see people.
See people transform.
But is Elliot Page a good actor though? That's the question.
Elliot Page is alright.
She's good.
Yeah. But see, since Elliot Page transitioned from a woman to a man.
He.
But see, since Elliot Page transitioned from a woman to a man, there's like there's so much limited trans roles they can do because they can't really play a trans. Well, they can play a trans woman, but like he turns into a man. So I think this person is going to want to be playing male-based roles a lot more. I'm not saying that Elliot Page cannot play a trans woman or a woman in a movie, put on the makeup and stuff, but it's like when they transition into something else, like let's say a man transitions to a woman or a woman transitions to a man, you can at that point just cast a real man to play the character. I'm just saying.
I see it the same way.
You can cast both either way. You can cast a trans person or the person who's
the majority of the movie is
just to say someone born a man in this day and age, rather than to say a real. Just a suggestion.
That's just why I'm not saying it's just that people need to. Acting is acting. Acting is acting. It is what acting is.
Yeah.
Acting.
Right, and that's what I was saying, because like Kendall said 2 names, right, and that's basically it. That was my point. Yeah. I'm like, there probably are some great trans actors out there, but they're probably not as many enough to say, hey, this role, like sometimes when a person writing a movie, they know who they want to star in the movies. You know what I mean? Like, I'm writing this for this, starting it for this and that, right? So to sit there and say like, oh yeah, well let's do this, but I don't know. I just don't think there's enough to choose from. That's my point.
It isn't. That's true. It's not.
But also, like the last time I talked about,
not saying you can't get more, but currently it's not that many trans actors to really go through unless you go like bottom of the barrel, like people doing theater, and not saying theater is bottom barrel,
not popular.
Yeah,
but like Scarlett Johansson is popular, and the movie hasn't been made since she's been pulled. Yeah, to my knowledge, it hasn't been done. This movie that she was.
I think they changed the script. I think they changed the script and the directors and stuff. I think they did cast trans person, but the movie never like really took off.
Like it never was filmed, or you mean it hit the?
No, I think it did come out, but it didn't like do nothing.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So if you wanted your representation in the sense that, okay, finally we have trans playing trans characters, then now the story isn't going to be in the theater near you. Like it was going to have a wide release with Scarlett Johansson, but it won't. You see, like you kind of you shot yourself in the foot. Maybe that's too extreme of an, but yeah, it hurts.
I wish, Mike. I wish.
Absolutely. Him and Nerdman, Mike, they already did. You should have heard Nerdman dissing DC fans earlier today. So Nerdman has converted.
No.
See? There we go.
Rogue, I'm with you. I fucking hate them. Unfucking believable. Just they can't stop. They can't stop themselves. These same fans who are like, oh, look what they did to fucking Hal Jordan. They're the same fucking fans who are like, Man of Steel is a fucking masterpiece. It's an unfucking what do you call it? Like underrated, people don't understand it. It's bullshit. It ain't fucking the essence of Superman. That's not what Clark Kent teaches him. You know what I'm saying? But again, they accept that, but like on this one, it's too far.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
But we know why, Nerdman. We know why. You know what I mean? I feel like whenever, and it's probably just a little group, but I find whenever, the black person shines, there's an issue with it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And
it's always something else. It's always they try and mask it around different things. But
it depends who's making the complaint. If somebody like, I won't use names, but we know from your prior, your history. I know what you're always angry about. I don't even count that. Like, yeah, sure, all right, good to know.
Same people I was talking about, chill. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But if Arkham Gaming, who was here earlier, said like he wouldn't like the, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I can hear you out. I hear you for what you're saying, and I'm not gonna give you the side eye.
Right. It's when you hear it all the time from the same people, then it's like, okay, we already know. Like you already know what they're gonna say before they even drop their video. You know what I mean?
And, it's crazy. All these guys, and they're all anti-Disney. But none of them are gonna hop on the recast T'Challa bandwagon, which is, in a sense, it's anti-Disney. It's against that decision. Why aren't they up for recasting T'Challa? Oh, because they know the power of how cool it would be and how epic and how transformative it would be to have this superhero with dark skin in the prominent role. They don't want that, do they? I don't see them being mad at Disney when it comes to that decision. No.
Facts.
They haven't said anything.
Because the first one over $1 billion, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, we can't have any more of that.
You're sweating.
Is how Black Panther, and I don't want to call out anyone in particular, but like how Black Panther is by a certain group of people seen as like the overrated movie in the MCU.
That shit blows my mind.
It is overrated.
It is overrated in my opinion, but I'm consistent because I'm like, they're all overrated.
But you see, the problem that I have with people saying it's overrated.
Better ones. It's less.
I want to have this conversation. I feel like this is too not my territory of conversation.
No. But what I'm going to say is, I find the people that say it's overrated, it's usually because they complain about the damn CGI at the end. You know what I mean? Oh, the CGI is bad. That's why it's overrated. Like, no, that's not why.
Like, yes, all the rest of the film, the storytelling, the action, all of it is one of the higher level MCU films. Mm-hmm. Sure, it's not as good as Winter Soldier,
and that's why. And that's why
it's not as expansive as, like, say, Infinity War. I'll give you that. But like the Solo movie, it's up there. It's fucking up there.
I agree.
And see, when it came out, right around that 2018 time, kind of ended on this too. I just looked at the people putting out the videos. Black Panther's overrated. Black Panther overrated. Black Panther overrated. I looked at them, a couple, and then I'm not trying to pinpoint it, but it was a lot of white people, a lot of white reviewers calling this, out of all the MCU movies, Black Panther overrated. Black Panther overrated. Like shit. Like wasn't Ms. Marvel not overrated? Fucking Endgame, and then after Endgame, and people was like, "Whoa, Endgame ain't that good." Isn't Endgame not overrated? Like fuck. I never seen most of those people say again that Endgame was overrated. Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel was overrated. It's just Black Panther.
Dude,
this is the overrated MCU movie? Really?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. People go on Logan, masterpiece, deserved Oscars, deserved Patrick Stewart deserved the Oscar nomination.
Oh, because it's a masterpiece.
Oscar nomination. No, it didn't. No, it fucking didn't. Right? So, all right, Black Panther got an Oscar nomination for best movie. So did fucking Logan for best screenplay. I don't hear anyone say shit about that. And I know they try and go, oh, it's a masterpiece and blah blah. They know in their fucking souls it ain't no fucking masterpiece, nothing. It's all right. It's a good movie. I'm not.
Like, I consider The Dark Knight and Spider-Man 2 masterpieces. Logan's not up there with me in terms of like masterpiece comic book movies.
Yeah, no, it's not on that level. It's not on that level by a long shot.
No, but Logan is one of the better ones, though.
It is. Logan's still a really good film, regardless of. It's the best movie Fox produced that's related to X-Men.
No, X-Men First Class.
No,
Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past.
Yeah,
Days of Future Past and X-Men First Class are better than Logan, in my opinion.
I got Logan over both of them.
No, but when Logan turned that cross into the X, oh.
Yeah, all right.
Is there a better moment?
Powerful.
It was a good moment.
She said, "Res, Daddy." Res, Paul.
I was more glad that this fucker had died already. I'm like, this fucker who's fucked every single fucking movie because they've all had a hard-on for Wolverine this whole time and has ruined the franchise. I'm glad you're dead. Finally.
Right, bro.
The only thing I say I really had an issue with Logan was the fact that he had this sickness. You know what I mean? Because he's not supposed to get sick.
Yeah, and I remember someone watched a review. Someone made a point that when he took that serum that brought his powers back to full strength, he should have not been sick anymore. His healing should have literally countered and countered all the poisoning, the disease going on in his body, that fast food that was poisoning him. That's the one thing about the ending I did not like, because you turned his healing factor back to 100%. So it should go back to working in full force.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
This guy, bro, just came up with a banger of a point. Ragnarok. How is that number 2? No one goes off about Ragnarok. They go off about Black fucking Panther. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
No word of a lie. You know, Ragnarok to me is over fucking rated. There's so much people that like that fucking movie. It pisses me off. I'm like, bro, it's
They're
not
a bunch
even...
of indigenous bastards.
Yes,
people who like Ragnarok. I don't trust you, and I don't like you. I'm joking.
I agree with you, man. I don't like it, and then. Like you said, it's because of Ragnarok what we got with Thor Love and Thunder. And Thor Love and Thunder took it to a whole... Like, they make Thor look like an idiot, and I can't stand that. You know what I mean?
I've never been a huge Thor fan, and
everybody talking about Thor developing.
I don't like him looking like an idiot, but what they did to Hulk for me was unforgivable. And
of course. Yeah, and Ragnarok, Yeah, what they did to Hulk was absolutely unforgivable. But the MCU, after the first Avengers, has been just shitting on Hulk ever since.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
I just thought of... We saw his CGI ass of Hulk. We saw Thor's ass in this one. That's Taika Waititi's strategy. That's it.
Running jokes.
Because, do you remember... I don't know if it was just me, but... Don't you remember Hulk being a big hit after the Avengers 1? Most people were talking about Hulk.
Yeah, people like Hulk after Avengers 1 came out.
Yeah.
Like he was like the Mr. T of the fucking team. Like I felt like people were talking about him even more than Iron Man to a certain degree. Like,
and what
because I'm a Hulk fan, but that's what it felt like.
Me too. And what Avengers did, right? The first Avengers anyways, they established that Hulk was the strongest hero. Like, Loki was scared of Hulk. That was his whole plan, was to get rid of the Beast. You know what I mean? They needed to get rid of the Hulk. And ever since that, Hulk has just been garbage. garbage. And I'm like, man, that's not how you do the Hulk, man.
But yeah, guys, we had a wonderful stream.
You had a good one.
Time to close it up. I got to get some rest. I got work later. Onzo, Nerdman, Chill. Y'all go ahead and plug y'all channels. Let the people know what's up. What's up, Superboy?
I ain't plugging nothing because I ain't gonna be doing a lot for a while.
What's up? Yeah, man, Nerdman. I gotta say, as much as I hate your DCEU loving ass, I missed you, man.
Oh, I've missed you too, man. I've missed all of you. Honestly.
Hope to see you come back.
I'm gonna pop on your channels. That's what.
You gonna come this Saturday?
What's it? What is it?
Saturday at 7 p.m. your time.
Questions, MCU or
33?
Yes, it'll be the MCU.
Oh man! Can't we do the boys 33 questions?
Oh, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? I'll watch all 3 seasons and I'll get back at you.
Oh shit. Yeah, so later on tonight I will probably be doing the OOC. I got a few topics on there. I think we're gonna be talking about Roe versus Wade and some other stuff. We'll be doing Rule of 3 at 9 EST with me, Chris, Danny. So yeah,
send me a
link
man. To if you can remember, please, to the actual YouTube video, right? Not the
not the StreamYard.
Yeah, just the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Time and see if I can catch it.
Right.
I've got work tomorrow. I might jump on, like, if you'll have.
Yeah, you're always welcome, bro. You know that. Chills, welcome. KDOS, welcome. You guys are always welcome. But thanks for having me,
man. I've missed you as well, and Rogue Comics.
Yeah, man.
Masterpieces.
You guys, everyone in chat, thank y'all for watching. I think we're gonna end this out with Cinema, the Batman.
Oh, here we go.
Deuces.